Mm-hmm. 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 Hey y'all, how y'all feeling? Is giving smooth jazz vibes. I ain't even gonna hold you. Your girl is exhausted. I am so exhausted. It's a bit insane. Um, but welcome in to our All American Homecoming Live. I really am just so low-key appreciative that this was a very calm, not too much episode. Like, it was such an episode of like nuance and conversations that needed to be had and internal revelations. And it's great because I really don't feel compelled to like have no rants tonight. I feel like I'm gonna be able to keep it at this calm tone and just really discuss what went going on or whatever. And I'm so grateful because like y'all, I don't have energy. I'm trying so hard. But between all I have going on, my dad's business, my family business here in Detroit, and then trying to balance and create content and like a bunch of other stuff happening on the back end, it's just like, oh, life is turning your girl every which way but loose in the moment. And I'm just holding on for dear life. Um, I'm about to spend the next few weeks like on planes a lot. And that is what it is. Um, but yeah, drop y'all's ratings on a scale of 1 to 10 of what you thought of this week's episode of All American Homecoming, season 3, episode number 8. Let me know if you can hear me clearly, if there's any issues. Hey Kofi, hey Kendra, hey Cendrika. Welcome in, everybody. Why is the chat not doing what the chat is supposed to do? What's T? Oh, actually, it's like formatted differently. That's why. Okay, so like, let's do this so that y'all can see. Perfect. Hi, Synth. Hey, boo. Welcome in. Gave it a 7. Kendra gave it a 7. Natoya, how are you, honey? Gave it a 7 as well. Come on with the 7s. You know what? I would argue that you're not wrong. It's kind of feeling like that. That's what they was giving. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Hey, Angela. Welcome in, boo. Angela gave this episode an 8. Kofi gave this episode an 8 as well. I mean, it's your boy who's not your boy, but is your boy. Kofi. He got a bunch of screen time. I said, this is how they saved on the budget. So when y'all pulled out the music licensing, and y'all had this song and that song, and I was like, come on now, y'all blowing the budget. Y'all said y'all gonna make it up in episode 8 because we only gonna have Simone, JR, and Lando. That's how they did it. They got rid of everybody, saying gotta pay nobody for this episode but them 3. Okay, I see the way that y'all work. Hey, Aaron. Aaron gave it an 8. It was such a quiet episode, but still a solid episode. Like, I think that they're still in line with, the kudos that we have been giving them thus far in their little last 4 episode run or whatever. 4 or 5 at this point. So yeah, I would agree with y'all. Y'all have around 7, 8. Oops, Cendrika said a 9. Cendrika said, yeah, y'all might have missed it because it was a little quiet, but it's actually given 9 material. I love that. I'm actually going to open up the Discord so that you guys can also sound off and we can go ahead and turn this into a conversation for real, for real. Between this freaking family business finale that's this week, there's a YouTube homie that wants me to collab with her, but I didn't get to do the Reasonable Doubt episodes 1 and 2 live stream this week because Sunday I just could not do it, y'all. So I'm gonna do episodes 1, 2, 3, and 4 this week. Family business finale, freaking Bel Air, which is gonna be great. I just already know. Like, let's go ahead and call it. and then a couple collab lives with some of my mutuals. I'm just like, oh. And I think I'm on a plane tomorrow morning, and Jussie Smollett has a film that is starring him, another friend, Jabari. Hey, boo. I love Jabari so much. He's so sweet, and it's so great seeing like fellow actors. Like, I was in acting class with Jabari, and he's really great. Like, one of his breakout roles was on The Shy, and then now he's in this film that Jussie wrote and is directing. But I got invited to a special screening in DC tomorrow, so like I'm on a plane back to Baltimore tomorrow, but then I need to get to DC tomorrow night so I can maybe do interviews on a red carpet, but then get to see that film early before it premieres. So that's what's tomorrow's Wednesday. Thursday, I'm going to see The Forge. I want to try to do a review of that. It's a Christian film. And then, of course, my live streams. And then Friday, a bunch of live streams and a potential collab streams. Like, your girl, I mean, we ain't here for me to vent, but like, just so that y'all are aware of what your girl got going on this week. And if you haven't heard of it, I think it's called The Last Holiday. It's Jussie Smollett's, I think, directorial debut. And I'm really excited to see that. And shout out to 135th Street for inviting your girl out. And luckily, I was on the East Coast, or I was planning to be on the East Coast. Etta R gave it a 9. Okay. So you right there with Centrica, like, this episode was elite, top tier. What I'm honestly feeling like I'm going to focus on as it pertains to this episode is how much Simone is it for Lando. And I'm afraid for him. Like, I was like going back and forth with voice notes in our group chat earlier. So shout out to Naya, Melissa, and Antonio. But I was in our group chat and we were like going back and forth because Naya watched it. And I was just like, girl, I don't know if I'm supposed to be rooting or worried for Lando, because this episode, if it didn't do nothing else, it confirmed for me that Simone is it for that boy. Simone is the pinnacle, the peak. And I am not convinced that Lando is that for her. So that kind of makes me worried. But the way that he cares for her and the way that he sees her and like how he engages with her is very, very beautiful. So you want to root for it, you want to be all in, but then it's like, also, this could be the girl that like completely guts you because you like her more than she likes you. And it's interesting because I've been like in a place of like, oh, maybe that's the T. The T is to get the man that likes you or loves you more than you love him, and then you be set. But then you see this and it's just like, oh, not if you are probably okay with breaking this boy's hearts. I thought that this episode was really good. But some of the things as they got revealed, I'm just like, this is really low-key diabolical. Like, Simone buying this boy's paintings every release is diabolical. Her resonating the most with the one that came from his pain, from the decisions that she made, diabolical. Like, what are we talking about here? But it was great writing. Shanique gave it an 8 out of 10. Okay. Kendra said Simone should have told her mama. She definitely should have told her mama. And Simone and Lando will be together. And I don't know if that's going to be a good thing or not. I really don't. Danielle says to be just Simone and Lando for 90% of the show. I really enjoyed the episode. You give it a 9. Yeah. I mean, it was very much so giving ABC Family, but we love Lincoln Heights on ABC Family, so it's nothing wrong with that. But they were definitely giving ABC Family with it. But they were able to like hold our attention for sure and make it worthwhile. Both unpacking and dealing with their issues. And, you know, with the various crossover of like the pain that Simone caused by breaking his heart in different moments. Justine says they have way more chemistry together than her and Damon, even as friends. Listen, when I was saying I wanted them over her and Damon, everybody wanted to eat my ass up. Like, everybody was just like, Erica's wrong, Erica's wrong, Erica's wrong. So listen, you ain't got to tell me. I wasn't a fan of Lando's character just because of how cold he was, but even in this episode, watching him peel back the layers, he gave to me the little boy. And it sucks because it's like you have, I mean, it's not, it don't suck. It's weird because you have a mother apparently that loves you and a family that loves you. We got to see your sister before. Like, they love you. So like, what the hell made you so cold and so hard and all of that? But like, Lando gave at least the confirmation in this episode for me that he's just a little boy that needed to be loved. And now his heart is all melted. The ice is melted around his heart and he could beat and breathe and be all in. But he was very much so before of like, y'all, I don't need no friends. I don't need no girl. I don't need this. I don't need that. Y'all. And then did I say y'all? Like, Lando gave that and I didn't like it. I wasn't feeling, I didn't understand where it was coming from. So to get a little bit more context, and like, I love how they use like his photography to frame his plateau to his lack of emotional availability. I love that. Centrica says dialogue and vulnerability was fantastic. However, I'm a little nervous just because Simone has been in her Olivia bag. They both have very real feelings, but I'm hoping she doesn't break him. And the thing is, it's like we've, I guess, seen Simone's feelings sway like a flag in the wind. So like, it gives to me Lando's feelings are very real and have not gone anywhere, regardless of you ghosting him for a year and 3 months, regardless of you frolicking around with Damon, his arch nemesis, regardless of his whole phase. Like, his feelings have never did anything but grow for her. And Simone might care about this boy, but I also feel like I question it because it feels like you're turning your attention to him now because you're not distracted, and you low-key kind of like need him in a way, which doesn't feel solid. Like, Lando was never distracted with from his love for you ever, and she feels very easily distracted. So like, while they have great chemistry and while they could be together, I do feel like maybe they shouldn't necessarily get together because Simone feels very much so still in a place of like she could hurt him, and not necessarily from a malicious place, but just because she is still so damn inconsistent. Rainy Day Studio says this episode had a strange, empty, quiet, and intimate feeling. Not empty in a negative way, but IDK, it felt so private. Yeah, it did. It really did. It was a very quiet episode. Cendrika said it did a beautiful job portraying such intimacy without being physical, and it felt so genuine. Yeah. Justine O says I was of the belief that Simone and Damon had to at least see it through and try because they had to see they don't work. You don't always have to do that, especially when there's like catastrophic fallout. Like, look at what you did to Lando just because you had to see it through, my boy. Like, what? No. No. Only for us to be in purgatory of like not even knowing if Damon knows that she has cancer. They never speak again. Like, no. Absolutely not. It was like, for what? You had to see it through, all for what? Nobody is ever going to be able to convince me that Damon and Simone had to see it through, had to give it a chance. Nobody's going to convince me of that. Kendra says Lando and Simone together, but was Point Break, Damon and Thea up. Yeah, like, look at all of the fallout. Damon never had to break up with Thea. Or like, they could have broken up and got back together and like figured it out, because that just made sense for where they were and how green she was in relationship and focused on tennis and like how invested he was at the time. Like, yeah, I don't think you always got to see it through. Erica, you mentioned this a couple weeks ago, but I do think the show has gotten better without Peyton, which is surprising because I think the other characters are getting more, which make it better. And it sucks. It sucks because it kind of feels like y'all were relying too heavily on Peyton's character, I guess. Like, y'all just threw all your eggs in a damn shipping basket with Peyton, and like there was such a carryover of like the shows that he done before, because that was the first thing that came up when they announced the spinoff. Everybody was like, and then that he was cast was like Peyton this and this from whatever, and I'm like, and they're like, oh, he's in Purgatory on this show, and he was on the other, and I'm like, I had never seen him before, I didn't know nothing about him, and I think that they were leaning heavily on that, and now without him, with him making a choice to step away, they had to figure out something else, and it's like, but y'all could have been doing this all along. Imagine how the show would have been with these storylines and Damon. Like, we would have been ready for our Emmys. Give us our Emmys, bro. And it sucks because they sold this cash short. They sold the whole package short by not, I guess, I'm just going to assume, by not supporting the creatives to make this happen while Peyton was already there. And honestly, I feel like maybe Peyton wouldn't have left if they were given this, back in season 2. The way that Simone is showing how she is feeling him out about his feelings for her before she gives a hint of how she feels about him guarded. It's crazy. She's guarded with him, but like, girl, you are quite literally the villain in this. You're guarded with him, but you are the villain. Episode felt like an art piece. Oh, that is such a wonderful compliment. I love that. Micah says the love is not equal between Simone and Lando. Lando is down bad and Jordan was also down bad, but you could feel that Simone loved him just as much. I don't feel the same way about Lando and Simone. I think that's it. Honestly, I think that you summed it up beautifully, Micah. I think that that's it. Castellano says they kept having this longing even when they were with the better person for them. So that's why you said they had to, because they weren't being true with their hearts. I think that you can have an attraction and a longing, but you don't actually have to see it through to know that it's not going to work out, because at some point, especially in adulthood, like I get that they are children transitioning into adulthood, but Simone has been in adult situations for the last 4 to 5 years, so her childhood was cut short, period. When what comes with adulthood is being able to best assess, and to me, I don't think that there was a very real conversation about taking it to that level and what happens to their friendship and how they could potentially never go back. And that becomes a conversation, even in moments where you might be attracted to your friend, and then you make a decision based off of how do you want this person to show up in your life? Like, do you feel like your life benefits best off of them being your friend forever? Or do you feel like your life would benefit best from them y'all may be bumping uglies forever, but in the moment that Simone and Damon were developing attraction for each other, you can't tell me that Simone knew or felt like she was going to be with Damon forever, especially with the dialogue that she's having of like, I at least had to try it. It's giving walking through Sam's Club or Costco and taking a free sample. And no shade, because if you want to enjoy the free sample, cool, but like, I'm going to stick to that analogy, right? Like, I don't eat meat, and I do snack and do stupid stuff when I'm emotionally eating, but for the most part, I make wise decisions. So I am not walking through Sam's Club and seeing all of the damn free samples and taking all of them just because they free, just because it looks interesting. Does it align with my health goals? Does it align with how I want to feel after I eat something? And I'm very aware of like, oh, when I eat this and this, I feel like this, I'm sluggish, I'm whatever. Like, you got to take all of that into consideration. And I don't think it's to say like they just had to see it through completely negates them thinking about what happens to their friendship, what happens to the people around them. Like, she completely threw the whole Thea thing under the bus, and the Thea relationship only works now because the writers wrote it so. There's no way that organically that would happen in the way that it happened, and they never have to address it, and now they BFFs. That just does not happen. So like, not only did you not consider y'all's friendship, you didn't consider their relationship. Like, there's so much fallout around it. You didn't consider what this is going to do to Lando, somebody who was already guarded. And it was so clear. Lando was down bad for you from the jump, but nasty to everybody else. What happens to him when you got to see it through? So like, it's one thing to have longing or whatever, but like, you got to make decisions as people, as you evolve and as you grow into adulthood, of like, you don't just do shit just because you can, I feel like that's Americans' problems. We be running around doing shit because we can. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. But I understand your position and why you feel that way. I just disagree, and I just gave you the reasons why I disagree, Justin. Yo, Sophie says Lando might be in love with Simone, and I fear she might not pick him at the end. Curious to see what happens when Damon comes back. Exactly. Like, do y'all know how heartbreaking it would be for Damon to come back? And she don't even have to pick Damon again, but like to not pick Lando this time around would be beyond diabolical. Like, beyond. Sade says, though I know they're going to put Lando and Simone together, I like that they aren't rushing it, especially with this cancer storyline. I would agree. I would agree. Angela says Simone reminds me of a hunter. When a man doesn't like her, she begins to chase them until she gets them. Ooh, and then she loses interest. Yeah. If you guys want to call in and sound off, you can. The Discord is now open. Edit R says, not samples. Samples, honey. Samples. Damon was a damn free sample and she threw his ass back or didn't buy the whole package. Don't make no sense. Like I said, I've been in the same situation and we managed to keep it on our friendship level, but I know I'll always have him to go back to. Lando feels like a safety net because he's so enamored. He'll always let her come back to him. For personal experience, I could tell you the love ain't the same. Lando loves Simone. I feel like Simone loves that Lando will always be an option she can settle with if all else fails. Child. Yeah, that's nasty work. And I would be careful, Micah. I would be careful. If you made the decision to be friends, I would be careful to make the cutoff in your mind more real so that it doesn't like subconsciously seep in the whole like you can always explore this, because that winds up stifling y'all's relationship and where you could go, because you're still thinking about this, and it could put you in a position to take advantage of this person in a way that you don't necessarily want to and not honor y'all's friendship in the ways that you need. So be careful. And this is coming from a person who is a big fan of the friend zone. Like, I'm a huge fan of the friend zone. I personally believe that who I'm supposed to be with has to come out of the friend zone, because I have to believe that you give a shit about me as a person before I even start to believe that you could possibly be in love with me and want to spend the rest of your damn life with me. Um, so that's just my 2 cents on that. Andrika says, is this a way of showing her immaturity and selfishness? Is the cancer storyline gonna grow her up in a way that to actually realize what is best for herself and to make her more considerate? I don't know, because thus far the cancer storyline has really made her like, she can acknowledge how the village is showing up for her, but she's been able to fall back and allow people to tend for her and care for her and all of that. So I don't necessarily believe that the cancer storyline is going to make her less selfish and more considerate of others when it's focusing her energy back on herself. Even her, like, we're watching you struggle, girl, and you doing this expedited radiation because you're trying to get your ass back on the court, all for your like your own selfish, ego driven reasons. So, no, I don't necessarily know if this is going to wind up growing her up. It might just expose her more and give her a little bit of plot armor so we can't criticize her as hard, or I can't criticize her as hard. Just Danielle says the writers messed up Thea's arc in season 2, but basically writing her off and not finishing the season. Therefore, her story didn't get a conclusion, and that sucks because we don't know how she really felt. The writers didn't care about Thea in season 2. How are Simone and Thea friends? Exactly. Exactly. You were just saying that you need the friend zone in order to move forward. We have to have a friendship. We have to. Like, it's clear. Like, I am in not a loss or deficit for Negroes who want to bump uglies. Like, they are on every corner. But Negro who gives a shit about my mental state, about my heart posture, about how close I am to achieving certain goals or whatever I have planned for me around my a Negro who gives a shit about hearing about my self concept and like just how I see the world. That is rare, and that is what you actually build a relationship off of. You do not build a relationship off of how badly you want him to stick parts of him into you. Like, sex is a damn given. What else you bring to the table besides dick? Because I promise you ain't worth its wear depending on what be going on. Not Chrissy giving the hand out. I appreciate you sharing, Micah. Um, it's a foundation. It is. And I have this conversation so often in real life. And pretty much every man I talk to was just like, no, friend zone is some bullshit. You put me in the friend zone, I'm done. And it's just like, then it's your loss. And it doesn't mean every friend I have I want to sleep with, or every friend I have I see the potential for a relationship. It means that I prioritize people in my life who give a shit about me as a person. Those are people who get priority. I'm not entertaining, listening to, giving time. Like, I am so damn busy. I gotta schedule in phone calls with friends. I gotta put this shit on the calendar. You think I'm playing around with Joe Schmo who don't give a shit about if I ate today and giving him 30 minutes of my time because he's trying to figure out how to get in my pants? No. Absolutely the hell not. But the Negro who already be checking in and like, whatever, like, just we're doing life together. Then that's another thing. Not only do I have to know, and I can know by the friend zone in reference to how you feel about me and like that you actually care about me. While you're in the friend zone, you tend to be doing life together. Even if it's like afar, you have similar things that are going on in life, and you can identify that in me. I can identify that in you. And it's like, oh, okay, so we align in this way. So many of us get into romantic relationships and we're not even equally yoked. One, we get into this goddamn car that is the relationship and not even planning to go to the same destination. So, bitch, why are we in a car together? Like, let's start there. You only realize that once you spend time getting to know people in their lifestyle. Like, do y'all's lifestyles align? Erica takes her ass to the park, sits and journals, walks her dog 2 to 3 times a day, takes surf lesson, goes rollerblading, does bike riding. If you are a Negro who needs to be in the club Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday of each week, we are never going to work out because I'm not going. And I also ain't putting up with your ass going. Because what the hell are you doing in there every week? But I am on a bike ride damn near every week. Like, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with the club, yo. He's just not for me. And how do you figure that out? You know what I'm saying? By doing life, by having conversations, by being friends. And this is the part that people be missing. Rushing to get to bump uglies and to say that you got a man. You got a male figure. You ain't got a man until y'all actually aligned. Micah says he brought up Damon a lot in this episode. How she chose Damon over him. So I wonder, how over it is he, and if he never gets over it, can him and Simone still be together knowing he was her second choice? I think so, because he wanted to be back with her after the whole she got drunk on her birthday. But when she tried to play dumbfounded, then he had to protect himself, put his wall back up. So I think he's 100% going to go back to her regardless of how he feels about it, and he's still not over it. There are way too many men who are in relationships, situationships, or whatever, and don't like the girl that they with. I refuse. You will not catch me in one of those. And the only way I'm going to find that out is if I befriend you first. I got to figure out if you actually like me, sir, because y'all niggas be lying. You just do. And it's perfectly fine, but I refuse to be in a relationship with a nigga that don't like me. Mm-mm. If you get married and grow old together, we have to be happy when you're in those difficult times. Exactly. He did bring up Damon a lot. And my question was, where was Ava? Okay, so somebody put Eva in a comment. It was like the girl who plays Eva posted on her Instagram stories the other day and said, y'all haven't seen the last of Eva. And it's so funny because I responded to that comment. I was like, who the fuck is Eva? And I wasn't trying to be shady or anything. So if you're watching this now, I'm sorry. I totally forgot about his girlfriend. Totally forgot that girl even existed. The little soror girl. So I promise you I was not trying to be shady. I literally said, who is that? Because I was like, just like in this episode, missing in action. He don't care about that girl. Bless her heart. Oh, that might have been you, Etta, that put that comment. Just so you know, I was not trying to be shady to you at all. I really forgot that that girl exists. Yeah, he thinks she's a nice, pretty girl, but that's about it. That's it. Okay, I'm glad. I'm so glad because I meant to go and like look for that comment. Once I realized who she was, I can delete it. I'm like, oh, it already was sent, so whatever. I promise you, I looked at that and I was like, who is that? Don't make no sense. The way people become so inconsequential to me so fast. In that moment, I would have failed the All American Homecoming trivia because I was just like, I hate to say it. I hope I don't sound weird, but I don't know that man. Whatever Kiki said, sorry to that man, sorry to that girl. Because I didn't know who that was. Forgot Lando had a girlfriend this episode. Hello. But she over there stoking the fire. Talk about this hasn't been the last of so and so. Girl, we don't give a damn. Even when you come back, we don't care. What you talking? Ava, girl, whatever, girl. Whatever, girl. Bless your heart. And I don't feel bad for you. I already talked about that in a live a few lives ago because you knew what you was getting into. This boy is in love with somebody else. And if you have that information prior to and you still move in a certain way, then whatever comes of it is on you, honey. On you. Point blank, period. He did bring up Damon a lot, but I felt like him bringing up Damon a lot in this episode was really good to help get them to discuss and not necessarily fully discuss because I felt like a lot of things kind of got left off and like she had a moment where feeling sick or whatever and went to go lay down about the food or whatever. So some stuff was left off, but like there was a lot of verbal communication, but also a lot of non-verbal communication. And that is very much so important as well. I think the whole point of him bringing up Damon so much was for him to fully convey how deeply her decision impacted him. And that he, I think that he got that across. So I'm not necessarily faulting, I'm not saying any of y'all are, but I'm not necessarily faulting him for how much he brought up Damon because I think that what he was trying to convey, he was able to convey. Hey, Kofi.
Hey, what's up? You hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Ava may see the photos that he's using for his final exam of Simone. May set things in motion for a breakup. They were not supposed to be together anyway, so if she get her little feelings hurt, she get her little feelings hurt. Now she said, you haven't seen the last of her, as if she's the main character.
Um,
Listen, she finna market herself, okay? Um, Kobe, how you feeling? What you thinking?
Good episode, but like I said in my comment, I fear Randall setting himself up for heartbreak, and I hate it because
Mm-hmm.
you could just tell. You can tell. It's not just I like her. It's not just I just want to sleep with her. It's like he's deeply in love with this girl. Like, I mean, you could just tell, bro. Like the way he be looking at her and everything he be saying and all that, it's very telling. And
And I
I
would
don't know if
argue
I
it's
can.
way more than we ever seen Damon long for her. Like Lando was taking this to a
Yeah,
whole nother level in reference to this desire for Simone Hicks.
yeah. Now I'm not gonna doubt that Damon didn't have love for her either,
For
but with Lando,
sure.
it's
For
different.
sure.
Like it's oh, man. And I'm afraid when Damon comes here, like I know they're not gonna talk about whether they're gonna be together or not, but it's like there's that elephant in the room that he's gonna have to deal with again, you know? And I don't know. I don't know how she's gonna play it either.
I
which
don't trust
is the
Simone as
interest.
far as I could throw her ass.
Yeah, so it's but yeah, I mean, good episode and all, but I fear some hearts are about to get broken at the end of the season, and would hate that for Lando, honestly.
Wait,
So,
some? Who else?
oh, I think, I think Keisha and Cam about to be done.
Ooh,
Yeah, I think
that's
I
real.
don't know if
They might not make
I don't
it.
know. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, you know, I mean, I don't know if you've seen the trailer for the rest of the episodes this season, but there's some things that I caught on to that is making me think that that's a distinct possibility. So it's
I
like,
haven't
I
yet.
don't know.
I gotta
Oh,
check
well,
it
you
out.
have to. It's on, yeah, it's on the CW YouTube page. So
Okay.
yeah, but yeah, this episode was good. I'm glad to see she finally told her mom, which was,
Well,
I don't
she
know what.
didn't. Hmm.
Well, well,
She
I mean,
started it in
she's
motion, and then Mama had to call around, and everybody caved. I'm so proud that everybody caved. She said, "I called
yeah,
Auntie, I called the friends, and then I was on the plane. Thank you, Mama, because your daughter's tripping."
yeah, I don't know. I understand what Simone was trying to do, but she just said at the end of the day, "You're my daughter," like for real. Now, y'all may have not started with the best relationship, but that's still your child. So it's like I don't know why he was set tripping, not telling her. So
While also telling Lando, "Oh no, your mom cares," and like da 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 da. Like at what point we gonna start taking the goddamn advice we giving others? Cause what?
it, yeah, that part. And yeah, man, this and I didn't even like Lando from the beginning, but you could just I don't know. It's just something about when he's with Simone, he's more likable or something. I don't know what it is. Is he just acting that way
It's
because he
the
just want to
Jordan
be?
Baker effect. She did the same
I
thing for
don't know.
Jordan's ass because I couldn't stand him.
Yeah. So
It's just
it's
that
an
he
interesting.
makes like he's one of those guys similar to Jordan. I'm not saying that he's a character like Jordan the way I'm saying that Simone is much like Olivia. I think that's not the same at all. But he's a guy who is so guarded and so like macho and so like in his ego, and it's very beautiful and interesting to see the moments that he puts that down, and it just so happens that he puts that down with Simone, and Jordan did the same, which is what makes them more likable because you get to see how they present to the world, but then when they're in the presence of this girl and they're developing additional feelings and they're trying to be their best selves, you get to see a fuller version of themselves that they typically hide from the world, and that part is like, see, there's something there. I think that
Yeah,
might be it.
there's a heart there. There's a personality there. There's somebody with feelings. It's possible. You're not
Yeah,
just you know. And his explanation about what he did throughout his art, about his heartbreak, it was like that's beautiful. So I'd hate to see what happens if she doesn't pick him. What he would do in his photography. He might paint the next Basquiat or something. I don't know. It's like
listen,
I
that
don't
part
know.
sucks. Like if you gotta go through pain to have your best work, then you gonna be suffering quite a lot, but you're gonna be successful.
Yeah, yeah.
She brings out the
My only
best in
advice
these
for
guys.
him. mm, My only advice for him is what you still doing in this relationship with your girl, though. I mean, because it's clear to me that you still you want Simone, so you're doing this girl Eva a disservice if you ask me.
Completely. Like, what are we
Yeah,
even talking about, Lando? What are we talking about?
I don't know, man.
I need you to get it together because this is
It's
not
just
it.
I need her to clock something, or I need him to come to a realization and just
She could
break the
clock something
off
all the
this
hell
whole
she
girl.
like, but not too much. Eva, whatever the hell your name is, not too much. Come for Lando. Mind your business as it pertains to Simone. Because if you were
Oh no,
actually
I'm
paying
not.
attention and not worried about being in a relationship and not taming Landho, then you would have clocked that man is in love with her. I just want to make sure that she not one of them women that go after the woman. But I fear
I
she
don't.
gonna be one of them women that go after the women, and then I'm gonna have to be on
I
her
don't.
ass.
I don't think she's gonna go after the women. I think she's gonna go after Lando. I'm
Okay.
just waiting for that domino to fall. quite honest. It was just weird that it was just the 2 of them, like, we got JR in the beginning and JR at the end. It was just an episode focused on Lando and Simone. You didn't see Keisha, Nate, Cam, Thea, anybody. I'm not complaining, but it's just I mean, there wasn't really a lot going on. It was one of those calm, you know, reflective episodes, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and
Not
honestly,
saying I
it
hated
kind
it.
of frustrates me because for the CW as a network to like complain about budgetary restraints or whatever, like y'all could do this like 3 or 4 times a season and just focus on specific characters. I would not mind a Cam and Keisha episode. I'm not even gonna hold y'all. Wouldn't mind it at
Mm,
all. I wouldn't mind a Gabby and JR episode at this point of what they gave us because I need more Gabby. So it makes me frustrated because it's like y'all could really figure out how to finagle this whole budget thing and do these like couple of episodes where it's just the 2 focused characters so you ain't gotta pay everybody and their damn mama and make it happen. Like for me, the further we go along with this season, the more evidence there is that this show should not be canceled.
yeah, which is a shame, really, because I don't think 3 seasons is enough. I would have preferred you do the full 4-year college experience, and if you ended in the 4th season or go into a 5th season, go so be it, but 3
Exactly.
seasons with 5 episodes left, how are you gonna wrap up everybody's story? Like, you feel like you're gonna rush.
It
So that's
sucks.
kinda yeah, you know? But hey, that's how they be doing black shows, so it's like, are we really surprised?
That
So,
part.
it's like
Literally
yeah,
what you
man.
said. Angela
Yeah,
says, I
man,
don't know if
so
Simone is ready or able to love since Jordan. She may like Lando, but afraid he could hurt her. Simone is a piece of work on homecoming.
yeah,
And
there's
that
that.
makes me think of like, well, then, girl, why get into a relationship with Damon either? Like, if you're still struggling as it pertains to the relationship with Jordan, that makes 100% sense. But like, stop being so damn erratic and like jumping into things just because you feel like you need to be performing college life, performing 20-year-old in college, performing tennis player. Like she's like basically performing archetypes assigned to specific labels. And it's like, girl, live your life, live your experience. If you're still reeling from the marriage with Jordan and that whole relationship and all that went down in that, take time and date around. I wouldn't even have been opposed if they would have had the storylines of like, y'all are not going to back me into the corner of choosing. I literally just got an annulment. So if y'all want to get to know me, great, we can go on dates, but I'm not picking either one of y'all because I'm trying to figure it out and figure myself out. Like I feel like that would have been even more compelling than what they gave us so thus far with her character.
That's a fair point. I mean, I can't argue with that. And honestly, I'm really curious to see what her interaction with Damon's gonna be when he comes back. Like, because I know Damon ain't just forget about Simone while he's there in the DR. I think he still wants to be with her. But then there's this thing she's building with Lando, and will Lando's old tendencies come back about jealousy and shit if,
Yeah.
Damon just biz him and is around. Like, I'm really curious to see how this plays out. Like, that's the $1 million question I have. You know, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe she will pick Lando, but I'm afraid. I don't know if she will. To be quite honest with you.
It's
No,
like it's
just
it's it's we don't know if she will, but then also we don't know if her doing it, if she does, will actually be the best thing for him anyway. Like it don't even feel like her picking him will be a win necessarily because she has so much going on and because she's so inconsistent. Hey
yeah.
Kenny, welcome in, boo.
I don't know. It's a lot, but yeah. I mean, but I gotta give Lando props. I mean, he spoke life into this girl,
Mm-hmm.
especially when she didn't feel beautiful, and that was real. Like he's like, you are like even when she was just standing there looking at his pictures and she says, "This is beautiful." And he's like, "Yeah, it is." And I don't think she peeped that she was eyeing that girl down, bro. Like, I'm telling you, y'all women, y'all be getting us when we're enamored with you, we will show it. I'm like, this brother is like, okay, brother, I mean, keep it player, man. Damn. Just
Don't keep it playing. Never keep it playing. I love
like
it. I love it.
Jeez, man. It's just I know you like the girl, but damn, bro, like, stop looking like you in awe, bro, like, come on. She's
Mm-hmm.
you gotta be more chill than that, man, you gotta keep it low key. You can like the girl, but you ain't gotta be staring her down like that, like, damn, you know? I'm just teasing, but still, it's very I peep stuff like that, so it was very, very telling, you know?
Yeah. Sade says I
Yeah.
could see Lando having that. You ain't been here for her like I've been kind of energy for Damon.
Mm.
I could see it too. I ain't even gonna hold you.
I feel like it would be a regression, honestly, because he's made a shift, and I hate to say it, but partly because Damon hasn't been there, so he hasn't had the need to feel like he has to be in this hateration,
But I don't
holleration
think that
bag.
that is putting him necessarily in his hater bag. Like I don't think that that would be a regression. I think that that would be him further, like stepping up. And they have made these comments in various Simone and Lando moments throughout episodes this season of like fighting for people. That to me would be him fighting for her this time and not just letting it go down. So
Mm,
it's less about him stepping to Damon because he just don't like Damon. You stole my spot. Yeah, you tall. I don't like you. It would be more about like, no, I've actually put in the work and you are not capable of doing what this girl actually needs. I know I am. So it's less about I actually just dislike you and more about you're just unqualified. And I'm gonna let you know you're unqualified.
yeah, and see, I think I think honestly he could do the same thing that Lando's doing if he was privy. Let's say he didn't go to the DR and this plays out the same way. She has the cancer. I think he would do the same thing he's always done, like be himself,
He's
be a support for
capable
her.
of it. But he's not here
Yeah,
to
have a
actually do it. So that's the part that makes him unqualified. Not that he's not capable. You know what I'm saying? It's kind
mm,
of like same thing with like let's use the analogy of a job. They look at resumes from people and people who have actually done the job or held positions that have similar tasks as the job are looked at more favorably than people who have the skill or have the education but have never physically done it. Those people look more qualified than the people who have not actually done it. Doesn't mean that they're not
mm,
capable of doing it.
yeah, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Uh, this is what a tangle web we've weaved. I'm like, it's gonna be some things, man, and I know there's going to be some things called the carpet, and that's all I got for this. The only thing else is that good episode. I like it set the foundation for a potential relationship between the two of them, so I'll give them credit for that. And even
Simone
next
just
week, the
can't
promo
break
for
this
next,
boy heart. Like, girl,
yeah,
he give you a chance
that's
this time. Tighten up, Simone.
and
Curly
that's
says
what I
says I
fear.
don't. Curly K says I didn't even like Lando. We had beef, but Lando was all right with me this episode. And them eyes Lando was giving Simone, that man is in love. Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, in love, man. Like she melted his heart. He used to be cold hearted and he was masking the pain by going into his photography or being a serial player. And
Yeah.
now this woman has made herself back into his heart, and I'm afraid she gonna break it again, man. Like, dang.
And that would be so terrible. Shanique, not, as of yet, no other network has picked up the series. I've been trying to be in conversation with some of the actors on the show to potentially push for that and like make a call to like advocate and potentially like mount a campaign for somebody else to pick it up. However, there's word on the street that the way that it ends, it might be hard for another network to pick up where they leave off and run with it. Hey Sha, hey Micah, welcome in, Booze.
Ups up.
Hello, hello. Hey,
How
I
y'all
missed you
feeling?
guys last week.
Ah, we missed you as well.
Yeah. Last week was entertaining to say so the least. Was that the one when I crashed out? Was that last week that
Yes,
I
you
crashed out?
yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
He was so
Yeah.
It wasn't
angry.
Okay.
second last week.
Yeah.
They gave us
Okay.
this calm episode because Kofi crashed out last week and they said we need a recovery period.
Yeah.
How y'all
Okay.
feeling about the episode and what do y'all want to share?
This episode, I felt it made me feel like a nice warm cup of coffee, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like in the winter, it just felt easy, it felt calm. I wasn't expecting it. Like when I saw JR like in the beginning of the episode and um Lando showed up, and then when they were walking together, I was like, wow, this is a long, cold opening. That's how I was thinking about it. I was just like, oh, like interesting. Like we've been on them a lot. Okay, I guess.
Yeah.
But then as the episode progressed, I'm like, oh, we still on them. Okay. Let me pay
Yeah.
attention because they're trying to say something here. So it
Mm-hmm.
took me a minute because I was like, is this a cold opening or is it really centered on them? And I think it was very unique, very beautiful. I think it was a risk that they took that paid off. I
Mm.
think this budget cut, as you were saying earlier, really put them in their creative bag, you know, and had them like pull out all the stops for this last season. And I think just focusing on Lando and getting to understand him as a character, finding out more about his relationship with his mom, because I was surprised when he told Simone that he wasn't as close with his mom,
Yeah.
because when we were introduced to him and how he spoke so highly of her, and how a couple episodes ago he was also speaking very highly of her, I thought they had like a really deep bond. Like I didn't know that there was a strain there. So I
Mm-hmm.
think it was a nice little surprise and insight into his character. And I think it was a risk well taken.
Agreed. I definitely agree.
Hmm. I feel like personally, I feel like I have a different like feeling for the episode than everybody else because like I want to like Lando and I think I do like Lando for Simone. I just feel like looking at the relationship between Lando and Simone, I'm like getting flashbacks to like personal stuff and
Mm.
like knowing how like me being Simone in the scenario, thinking back to the relationship that's very similar to how Lando and Simone, thinking back to how there were other guys that I chose before him, even though he would have done like anything for me. And then there was a point where I did give him a chance, but in my mind, like I always think back, it's like, did I give him a chance because I loved him, or did I give him a chance because, well, he's literally obsessed with me, and I love any girl. I think like you love a guy to be obsessed with you, even if you don't maybe love them as much as they love you.
Mm-hmm.
And so looking at the relationship, it's almost like a reflection. Like I'm actually like it's making me like realize maybe I didn't handle this right when I did when in the
Mm.
at the time when I had to, because this like this relationship with this guy, it's still fresh. It's been like maybe 1 year, 2 years now, and we're friends and all. But looking at how like I think this would have been better. Lando and Simone would have been better had they not had her chosen Damon. Like if Damon was never gonna be in this season, I just don't understand the rationale behind having her choose Damon, because it
Mm-hmm.
just leaves a shadow over the whole relationship to the point where it's like if anybody who says Lando's the second choice or she's only seeking out Lando because Damon left, they would have a point. It's like it makes the relationship kind of like you look at it a bit sideways in the fact that had Damon not gone to the DR, this would have never been she would have never been trying to fight for a friendship or catching feelings or any of this. And so it just like it leaves a bad taste in my mouth. Like I want to like the relationship, but then you look at the context of everything that's happened, and it's like, does she really love him? Is what I'm like getting to in this.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. But I think she doesn't have to love him as deeply as he loves her right now. I feel like that could come with time if they do decide to explore it. I think she does have time to grow into him and learn how to love him the more she gets to learn about him. So I don't think that she has to like be madly deeply in love as much as he is right now. I feel like if she is given space and time, she could learn to love him deeply.
And I'm
But
curious
I
is
could
if
be
Mm.
wrong.
the learning to love him is like code for settling, because
It
yes, she don't
Mm,
is.
have to be at the same place, but we have also watched her be all in with Jordan, which was a much more serious relationship, and then Damon, which was less serious, but still like. So for me, I get the theory of her like learning to love him the way that he needs to be loved, and like maybe it will grow to a point where they're a little bit more on an equal playing field in reference to the capacity of love that they have for one another. But even now where she's at, I don't see her desire match any of her previous relationships, while his is off the
mm,
charts.
Oh,
Yes.
the boy is gone.
Like
The boy is
like
gone.
even like you saying that learning to love him and settling, like it's giving me flashbacks because I remember like I was there in the relationship and my mom, like he would buy me these stuff and stuff. My mom would say to me like, Marka, do you actually like love this boy? And I was like, I mean, I was going back and forth. I was like, Yes, no." I was like, I could like you can love anybody if you really try, and I'm just like,
Oh my
Oh,
that's how I
damn.
goodness.
feel about it. Yeah, okay. I'm still in college, y'all. It's college. It's messed up.
No, no
It's
worries.
no,
No.
it's okay. It's okay.
we go
Yeah.
all the way back. This is a relationship that went all the way back to high school, senior year, going into college. It's a whole thing.
Oh, man. Oh, that would tear me up on the inside if I was with a girl like that. No shade to
And
you, Michael, but
it
like
came to a
it but
point. Yeah, it came to a point though that my friend had to talk. Like she talked to me. My friend was like, you shouldn't do this. Like you should just if you don't love him like he or if you don't even like he loves you or even close to that, just stay friends. And we got to a point where we're friends. I we got to a point where I did start to develop strong feelings for him, but I thought after everything that happened, it's better to stay friends, at least in the moment. We always have this thing where it's like, if it's meant to be, you'll end up with the person you're meant to end up with, is what we always say.
Yeah.
mm,
Mm,
oh Lord. I don't know, man. I've never been in a situation like that, but I've had homeboys that have been in Micah's position where they've been the boy in that situation that she's describing. And it tore him up on the inside when the girl just said, like, I like you, but I don't like you like me, so maybe we should just remain friends. And it, like,
mm,
ripped them apart. I wouldn't say they went into their villain eras. Some took it well. Others decided to go a different route, which was unfortunate, but hey, we all deal with heartbreak in a different way, so do you. And it's just, I don't know, man. I don't know
I
what
don't
the
think they
policy.
took it well.
I
I
just
don't
feel
think
I
like,
she
don't.
as it
did.
pertains to that, I think that we need to be, and this is why the friend zone is so important to me specifically, because it can help temper some of these emotions and it can help ground you in an intention that is more tangible. Because it's all fun and games when you fall in love with somebody, but you fall in love by your damn self. Like, you need to be grounded in, like, you just genuinely want to see the best for this person, and that doesn't change whether they want to kiss on you or not, that you genuinely want them to reach all their career goals or personal goals or fitness goals or whatever. That does not change whether they want to let you stick parts of you and the parts of her. And while I hear guys who are like, oh, it broke me when I was really into this girl, but she wasn't into me, I'm also kind of like wanting to call bullshit, because if you have access to her as a friend and you have time and you have vision and you're not so caught up in your ego about your desire and wanting to be desired, then you would just take it as, okay, this is an opportunity. And maybe you don't necessarily have to be putting a bunch of effort and energy into pursuing her romantically, but you can just strengthen what she knows of y'all's relationship. And maybe she does come around. Maybe she does start to fall for you. Like, I wonder, and this, you don't have to answer this, Kofi, but I wonder the guys that you're giving me as an examples, like, what did they do with the information that the girl provided? Like, have they been watching and paying attention to what she feels like she needs in a relationship? Can they honestly speak to them being those type of guys? Because one part of it is your desire for the person, but then the other part is like what you can actually do. Will you fill the gap? Will you be the person that's best qualified for the position that she's trying to fill? If you're not, then how heartbroken can your ass be? And if you are not that person yet, more time in the friend zone, more perspective, more consideration, maybe you can pad your resume and apply again. But like too many men like to enter that villain era because this girl turned you down, but you were never going to be able to qualify for the damn position anyway. I can tell you
See, and
right
here,
now, there's no nigga that will be able to date me successfully and not be emotionally intelligent. That does not mean that men who struggle with emotional intelligence are not worthy of conversation with me or companionship. But like that would look like you coming into a friendship with me and then getting into debates with me, getting into conversations with me, seeing how I talk, seeing what I expect, seeing what I look for, like seeing what it looks like to support me through the times where I feel like nobody gets it. And then you maybe develop a deeper or better level of emotional intelligence. And then a year from the first time that you realized that you wanted to be with me, now you can actually hold a candle to what I'm saying emotionally. And I can actually look like, oh, wait, you didn't say some shit that was insightful and emotional. Now, oh, wait, now you on my radar. I don't think it's wrong for women, not that you were saying it was, but I don't think it's wrong for women to be honest and turning men down. I think men need to be more mindful of the information that women are providing in your rejection. It's not just about the rejection. Get out of y'all's ego. Listen to the information provided with the rejection. Because women do. The men that we want that don't want us, oh, we hear you loud and clear. And some of us take it as like, okay, I'm going to try to be what he wants. And others take it, now I have learned to take it like, okay, we were never going to work out anyway.
I mean, that's a fair point. Just based on some of the okay, I'm gonna use one dude. I'm gonna keep his name anonymous because I want to put his business out there. This is what one dude told me. Okay, that they were friends initially. It wasn't like he just jumped it at the chance to be with it. Like they were friends for a long time, right?
Is this a guy who
And then
knows what
he's
friendship actually is, or is friendship just because for guys, friendship just means that y'all in proximity and y'all have each other's phone number. But for me, friendship looks like you show up for me in life.
that's what it was. Like they were close. Like they
Okay.
knew each other since they were like 5, 6 years old. Like they were close, close. Like best friend. Like what we consider ideal friendship,
Hey,
right?
Shari,
And
welcome
then
in, boo.
so, and he started, developing feelings for her. And he asked her out initially. She rejected him, and then he did his own thing, and then eventually she decided to give him a chance, and they dated. They dated for like 2.5 years. But then, honesty kept crept in, and she honestly said like she just she didn't want to hurt his feelings, so she wanted to try just to give it a shot, just to see, like what Michael was talking about, learn to love him and stuff. But she
And
didn't
that's
feel
why
that
I'm
same way.
just like, you can't just give it a shot, just cut. Like, but I'm also a
Right.
very intentional person.
Yeah. So, but and she didn't have the heart to. She would have broke it off earlier, but she didn't have the heart to do it because you know she
And
still
I'm
cared
curious
about the
at any
boy.
given point in this friendship turn relationship, do we have conversations about what we need? Because
I
clearly you
don't
aren't
know.
getting what you need. No woman is leaving a relationship that they actually are fulfilled and they are
I
being
don't
loved
know.
in the way that they deem necessary. No
Yeah.
woman
I
is leaving
mean,
that relationship.
that's fair. So, look, I'm glad. I'm just glad in the lifetime I've been on this earth, I haven't had to deal with that. Like, I have female friends, so I've never dealt with the situation of, oh, I like somebody and they don't feel the same way about me. I would like to think that me personally, I would handle it a lot better
I
than
just think
most
it's not the
dudes.
end of the world. Like
Right.
people think it is. It's just information. And to me, if we're friends and you find yourself attracted to me and want to date me and I'm not ready to do that in that moment and you stop being my friend, you are never really my friend.
Yeah. I mean, that's always seems to be the default position. Or maybe it's a sense of not trying to get my hopes up again. Like maybe we can still hang and stuff, but I
But
gotta get
friendship to
over
me is more
my.
than hanging. That's the thing. That's
Oh,
the key
really?
that people are missing. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, look, I don't know. I just yo, man, rejection's hard. You guys have no idea how. I mean, I
We
know
don't
women
have no
face rejection.
idea.
Okay, let me
Koki, I said I
rephrase it.
wasn't gonna be hollering this episode, but the
I
way
look.
that
Okay,
Erica
let me.
is a 6 foot former basketball, volleyball, tennis player,
Let
dark
me
skin
rephrase.
from Baltimore, she don't know nothing about rejection with niggas.
Let me let me rephrase. I wasn't.
I live in
Let me.
LA. Most of the
I'm.
niggas in LA don't even date black women. I am rejected every day.
Let
Like,
me rephrase
don't
it.
make my
Let me
eye
rephrase it.
twitch.
Like I'm not trying to. Okay, just let me rephrase. What I meant to say was like rejection is hard. Like I know women face rejection too, but I don't know. At least some of the guys I talk to, when they get rejected, like it's a confidence killer. Like for real. It's
But
like,
it
damn.
shouldn't be if you're
What?
coming from the right place. And if men
But
listen
they
to
do.
women more,
They
you will be better
do coming
equipped to
from the right
handle the
place.
rejection. You would understand that if you are actually a friend and your friend rejected you sexually, she's not rejecting you as a person. She's not rejecting you as an individual. She's feeling like y'all are not necessarily equally yoked in this area. And if anything, she's 100% just providing you more information, one, about wherever she is currently in life, or two, where she feels like you're not at. Regardless of the fact, it's information that can be used, because most of the time the rejection don't even have nothing to do with the person that you're rejecting. What if she's a girl that's in her whole era? What if she values your perspective and your ideals and the man that she know that you're going to be, but she want to get them walls knocked down? She's not going to do that with
Okay,
you. Stop trying to
that's a
apply for
fair.
positions that your ass don't need to fill, can't fill, and then taking it
So where?
personally.
So where's the disconnect? So where
The
is the
disconnect is that
disconnect?
niggas
Like,
don't listen to women. That's the problem. You get your ass on here every week, multiple times a week, and counterpoint everything that I'm saying. And I be giving y'all game. Like well, most of the men who I'm in friendship with are pretty much solid in their relationships. And if they not, I told them to do some shit that they ain't listen to. If men would
mm,
actually listen to women, y'all would actually, we would all fare better in romance. But men don't want to listen to women. Y'all want to tell us what it is and what it ain't, as if our feelings don't matter and our perspective don't matter. So then when you're misunderstanding and you're taking things hard and you're doing this and you're doing that, you're literally ignoring the playbook that we give you because you feel like that shouldn't be valid and you don't want to read. Then don't read, nigga. Don't read. That's what I feel like the disconnect
mm,
is. 100%.
mm.
Hey, Mrs. Science.
Hey, what's up?
Hey guys, how's everyone?
Good.
Great.
Leave it to
Just
Kofi
Hey.
make me
rousing
raise
the
the octave up in here. I said I was gonna be so
no,
quiet.
look, I just
Okay.
I mean, I'm kind of bold being the lone male in this space right now, so it's like I'm just giving you the other side of what my fellow male brethren be telling me. I'm
You
sorry. I
do,
mean,
and I
but
appreciate you.
I
don't be
love
telling me.
Kofi. Kofi is always willing to stand on it and hold it down for the true believers.
For the man. For the man. He
Holding it
always
down for the
I
stands
love
menfolk.
it.
there.
The Lawrence report says yes, men
Yes,
don't
yes.
listen. I can agree to that.
Yeah, we're stubborn. I'm not
You
going
know,
to dispute
I
that.
think I think that this was a beautiful episode. The dialogue was really beautiful. I am just having an issue that they use Simone's character for this. And I
Hmm.
understand that it is important. You must redeem a character, humanize them and everything like that. My thing is that I feel that Simone has done so much to us, to me as a viewer. um I don't look at it authentically.
Hmm.
Beautiful dialogue, things that was said. This when he talked about, he looked at the waterfall, and he was crying out. That just like touched.
Yeah.
It touched me. But it's like, yeah, Simone is so self-centered. It's like it's really hard for me to come back that way. But I would, if I had to pinpoint a word with this episode, I would say perspective. Because when it comes
Hmm.
down to the end, of everything, our perspective, how we put things in perspective, is your health. When you life or death, or your health, that's how we look at things. That's how we should look at things. But I just wish that they would have picked another character to tell this story, because this is an important story.
I don't know if
But
they could with
just not so.
Lando because he doesn't care about nobody but Simone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hi,
Oh yeah.
Rye, the chain
Yeah.
user. Welcome in, boo.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. You want to add something to the chat?
Yeah.
I literally just got here. I just finished the episode like an hour ago. And
Oh,
me
okay.
personally, yeah, like like me me personally, I enjoyed it only because, and this might be an unpopular opinion, but Lando has always been my favorite character. So
Mm.
any episode with Lando in it is like it's always a 10 out, it's always a 10 out of 10 for me, because like like just like how Nate always gives the group certain certain perspectives on things, and gives them like advice on things that makes them think about things in a way that they really normally wouldn't think about in some situations. I feel like Lando does that same thing, but
Mm.
for Simone, and I think, was it the last episode where Nate, I think was it his sister or his cousin?
Her sister. Yeah.
Came,
Her cousin. Sorry.
when it was her sister, and it was the sister that came, and I loved that interaction with Lando and Nate, because I always realized that Nate has always been the person, she's always giving other people advice, but
Mm-hmm.
it's never anyone ever there to really level with her, and to actually see like Lando and Nate like on that same like wavelength was amazing. It was amazing to
Oh, wait. It's cutting
of
out a little bit.
Lando.
You
Oh,
back. You back.
oh, yeah. Like in this episode, you were able to see Lando in like a vulnerable light that you normally don't get to see him in, like you see him being vulnerable, in the
Mm-hmm.
episode, in the episode where he was going back and forth with Simone, like about being her friend, and how like she chose Damon over him because of obligation. But it was something about his vulnerability, and like in this episode, and going in depth about like what his pictures represented, with like what his feelings and how he actually felt about Simone, and just like his face, like his acting, reminds me of Daniel from All American. Like this, every like
Mm.
you can like it's like if you ever like Daniel and All American Spencer, his facial expressions, his eyes, they tell a thousand words. Does all the acting for him, and it's just wonderful just being able to see him act on screen, and this his face, his eyes, basically telling you exactly how he feels about Simone without actually telling the
Mm-hmm.
audience how he feels. You just see it like
Yep.
written all over the face, and I just feel like the episode was very much was like just great. I have no notes. I have no notes. I mean,
Yeah.
Simone annoyed me just a tad bit, just a tad bit. But like I have no notes just because Lando was in the episode.
Come on.
Yeah, I
Brittany
gotta
Joy
give it to
says, "Right, you
Martin.
aren't alone. I always liked Lando, not always his choices, but I was always Team Lando."
Thank you, thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
I
yeah.
always thought
Martin.
Damon was an annoying character. This is me personally.
Okay, not too
Uh,
much.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. That's just my personal opinion. I feel like he was very under. I feel like he had a lot of potential at the beginning.
Yes.
Then, like I forgot what it was. Like the backdoor pilot. Like they had so much potential. Like with his character, but I feel like middle of season 2, like once he started getting with Thea, stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that, and then past that, I was just over it.
That's real.
Yeah, yeah. Martin did his thing in this episode, man. Martin and Jeffrey, like you saw the acting,
Yeah.
and I fear for your boy, man, because I mean it's clear he loved this girl, but I don't know if old girl was feeling him the same way, man. Like, I gotta be honest. I gotta keep it real. Like, I don't know. And I'm curious to see how this is gonna play out when this season ends. Like, ultimately, what's she gonna decide? And how is he gonna
Mm.
take it? You
I
know,
think
I
because
think he
they're gonna have
surprised
her
her.
pick Lando. I think they're gonna have her like choose to be with Lando. I think that's what this whole season, except with the exception of episode one, has been setting up for, is for her to choose him eventually.
mm, but is that what she
It's
wants though?
Hmm? My
Is
thing is
that what
this.
she
That what
I have this
happened?
question. Does Simone, and she doesn't have to love Lando like we know Lando loves Simone. We've gotten that. But does Simone love Lando even a little bit? She doesn't have to love him as much as he loves her, but does she love him at all? And if she doesn't, is that still okay for a relationship?
I think she likes him a lot. I don't know about love, but I think he did surprise her this episode because we've seen her take like little beats here and there where she really recognizes how he shows up for her and how he has been showing up for her, like beyond just the typical, like, I'll be here for you in just words. Like, he's been very honest and true to his word about being there. And I think they did a good job of showing you those beats where she does pause and truly like identifies that this guy really does genuinely care about me. And I think you can see like her her softening to him. Well, I see it. I don't know about you guys, but I see it.
Mm.
at first
Mm-mm.
that's why I
If
thought
it
she
was
left. Oh, sorry, was someone about to speak?
no, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
Like those little beats at first, like when I was watching it, that scene where they're back at the loft and she had said, "Oh, this is a mistake," and she had went back to no, she wasn't. No, she was at the K house and she left and she told him this was a mistake and she went back to the loft. I thought me personally, I'd have to go back and rewatch it to see like if she actually acknowledges what that was about. Because I just seen the episode like not too long ago. I had thought that was one of the moments like where she realized like how she was feeling about him, and that's why she left and said, this was a mistake." I could be wrong because I can't remember what she said in that scene right after that, but I thought that's what that scene was.
I mean, I
Well,
feel
I
like
want to say
go for it.
no, I just want to say two things. Like I feel that love as well as relationships, a lot of it has to do with timing. And you can not even learn to love. A person can be in your life at the time. It's just timing. And it can turn out to be a beautiful, beautiful relationship. I'm just saying because you're the way that the writers has uh positioned Simone, the type of person, it's kind of hard to believe that type of shit. Because even though she's sick, for them to have her in the K house and for her to be taking a nap there, you don't know what that means. That means it is so wrong. And to me, that just pulls back on like the character about Simone. So you're forgetting about
Mm.
this tender story they're trying to tell. It was so many like levels I think for us to remind us that this girl makes a lot. She's in like the chaos of confusion, right? Always right there. But if it was another character, I really see that it can be like you can love a person. A person can come into your life. You may not be the person you thought that's your drop dead love, but it's the timing. It's the person. It's the reason why they love you, how they love you. And it may not be the person you would have chosen, but sometimes time chooses the love that you have in your life,
And I
you
think for
know. But
that
I
though,
just
it
think
would
it's
require
Simone.
some reciprocity as well. Like right now, she's 100% benefiting off of everybody doting off of her and like really supporting her during this time. Like she's, battling cancer. And I think the reason why it's at least hard for me to get on board with the idea of her and Lando is because aside from some additional flowery words, the feeling doesn't feel there in reference to some type of reciprocity. The time part comes into play in reference to life of like, what are y'all doing for one another in love in this? Regardless of like your varying capacities of love and like how far you're willing to go versus how far she's willing to go, what else is she going to do that is actually going to be
Mhm.
in loving you? Because I don't see it. You're a great photographer.
Yeah.
Okay, Nate could tell you that. You are moving heaven and earth, doing all types of stuff to display your love. What will Simone do?
And I'm looking at the relationship, and I draw comparisons, and I look at Jordan and Simone, and how Lando has done a lot for Simone. Jordan did a lot for Simone. Simone also stood by Jordan, did a lot for Jordan, and was there. Like, you could feel that Simone loved the Jordan. I just wonder, why is it that she may, or this may not be true, this may just be how I see it. Why is it that she maybe loved the Jordan? And maybe it's because he was willing to give up everything to be the father of her child. But it doesn't give that she loves Lando as much, given all that he has also done for her.
And honestly, it could be tied to like what Mr. Science was saying in reference to what they've shown us with the Simone character. So much of her actions have been grounded in her getting what she wants. So it's honestly done the Simone and Lando relationship a disservice, because even in the acts of like his community service, it was blackmail because she refuses to accept no for an answer. Like, everything has this tinge of like, it's to serve you, and part of the for you to believe it's love, it has to be regardless of what happens to me. I want this for you, and you need this, so I'm going to provide this.
Yeah, yeah, no. It makes the relationship, as much as I want to root for it, it just, you look at it away. You kind of look at it sideways, like, is this real in terms of
Mm-hmm.
like two people being together, giving to each other? It's like it makes the relationship a bit like iffy if you want to like support it. I can understand people who want to support it. Like, you want, like, a lot of people always support, and I've said it before, I support women's rights and wrongs. But in a relationship, there has to be a give or take. And I know people love like when a guy's just obsessed, this man obsessed with a woman, but at the same time, there has to be something that shows that there's some reciprocation of like feelings or energy given towards building a relationship. And I just don't see it as yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, we
And
have like 3 more episodes, so if we don't see something.
No, we got
Wait a
6.
minute. Wait a minute. There's only
6.
3 more episodes. There's only
No,
I
it's
think
6
it's
more
5.
like
It's
episodes.
5 episodes. Sorry, it's 5 more episodes.
5.
Oh, it's 5. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
So
13
is
total.
So they better
Damon?
hurry up. I heard that the character, the actor Peyton Alex Smith, he's only gonna appear in 3 episodes. So
Mm-hmm.
we have 1. So he has to, there's more than that. Oh, okay.
No. I think it's 3. I've been saying that from the
Yeah,
beginning.
someone said 3. Yeah, so he's only gonna be in 3 episodes. So that, like, I just feel that Simone, like, you can learn to love a person by their actions, and it doesn't even have to be with you. Like, you can look at a person, or you can be around a person, and that person, you can see like the qualities that they have towards other people,
Mm-hmm.
and that can be, like I'm saying, it's all timing. It's timing, is the, and all of that. I just feel that it's just too much. Simone has to get something out of it. And I have not seen, I feel with anybody, she probably can fall in love with anybody but Damon. Because I just feel that Damon, it was about a tug of war, that she was determined to get that away from Thea.
Mm.
I
Oh,
don't know
you know,
if I agree with that necessarily.
yeah.
Uh, uh, that's hard for me to say.
With Damon and
Just
Simone's
think
relationship,
about it. She was willing. She was willing to leave Hollywood, California, to go to Atlanta, stay the course with with Jordan all that time, have that anchor down. She was willing to do all of that. It wasn't really that a tug of war for Damon. It was just that's something I see I want and I'm going to take it. And that's it. To me, it wasn't all that rooted in anything, just because like they happened to be at the same place at the same time. It was the forbidden fruit.
Damon and Simone's relationship is so, I feel like it's a weird relationship to kind of like talk about or that's because for the most part they were friends. For all we've seen, it's always been a friendship, and then it like quickly just switched to him. Like he always had, you knew he always had the feelings there, but he was in another relationship, and so you thought that maybe that like that wasn't as big of a deal, and then immediately he just switched to, oh, I want to be with you, and then they were together, but you never saw anything, and so Damon and Simone's relationship, I like it's hard to even like say, okay, maybe he was obsessed with her. It was a push and pull, tug of war. It was very just so fast, everything that happened between them near the end.
Yeah, so I can't really gauge it, you know. I knew he
Yeah.
always had a thing for her. Like the moment he met her at the quad, and she checked him, and then the fashion show, like you could tell, like he was feeling her. Hers is more so like I think she was feeling him, but she was scared to like go there because of I don't know,
Married him.
the dynamics and all that she had been through. So it's hard for me to really gauge where they are going to be right now when he comes back for these 3 episodes. Like, is he gonna want
Nowhere.
to? Yeah, is he gonna want to try and get back with her? How is she feeling when she sees him? Like, that's what I want to know where the beats are. Because they ended on good terms. It's not like it got messy.
Did they?
I mean, yeah. I mean,
Maybe.
she
Ooh.
said go
That might be
pursue
men's
it.
problems. If you feel like Damon and Simone ended on good terms, men.
I
Ooh.
mean, she didn't
We
she didn't
haven't
do him
spoken.
dirty.
She found
I
out
mean,
about how he's doing through JR. Like
She
she didn't even
told
have
this
the guts
man
to
that it don't
to
matter
reach
what
out to
corner
him.
of the United States he gets sent to, they gonna make it work long distance. Only for him to get sent outside of the United States and her say, you know what? See what had happened was.
The
look,
next
man,
scene,
Simone
she
this
broke up with
season,
him.
the word for Simone this season, at least when it comes to her relationships, is wishy washy. Maybe it's always been that, but she's been very wishy washy in what she says and what she does.
And that could come across very hurtful. So to say that they ended on good term, I ain't on no good term.
look,
You
I
just
want
told me
to.
one thing and then you completely do another and blindside my ass. Oh, bet,
Well,
bet.
it's not like he. I mean, I. Well, it didn't get ugly. I mean,
Because
they
Damon was
said
never
they're
gonna make it ugly, but it could have. Like I said,
uh,
bet. Do that to me, bet.
And it could still, because I mean, Damon coming back. You said one thing, then you at the last minute you changed your mind. If he comes back and he sees her with Lando, it's gonna be like, oh, so you did this just so you could
Be with
pursue this
Lando.
other relationship.
yeah, which I think is gonna. Oh man, we don't need another triangle in this mess. I mean, we already have we have one
No, I
triangle here.
think
We
I
got
think
another
she's gonna pick
triangle here. I
Lando.
mean, damn.
I
Even
think
get
they're gonna do poetic justice and have her
Oh
choose
God.
Lando. And it's going to be I didn't realize the first time, but it's always been you. You've been there for me in my darkest time. And I think it's gonna be like that. I think
Uh,
they're setting up for that. It would be such a disservice and I love Damon Down, but like for him to swoop in and we haven't seen him, that's the thing, we haven't seen him. So for him to come in and Simone is just like, oh, I've never forgotten about you. I've been thinking about you. I'm like, girl, no, you won't. You weren't. Like you were thinking about cancer. You were thinking about Lando and his relationship that we only see for 2.5 seconds. Like that's what you were thinking about. So it wouldn't be honest if her and Damon got back together at this point. if there isn't a time jump or something. It
That's a
just
fact.
But
doesn't make
Simone
sense.
has had people who have loved her in her darkest times plenty of times. Like, she's had that. And she had, like, her not talking or communicating with Damon, I don't think that's a big deal because she didn't speak to Lando, according to the writers, for like a year or so. And she was able to get back on the
And
beat.
she should
She
not
needs
be able to get
instant
away with that
gratification.
bullshit, if you ask me.
Just away with it.
Yeah.
See,
Well,
She needs
but
instant
according to
gratification.
her, she was thinking about him though. She was buying his
Still
hot
thinking
art.
about
She
him.
was supporting him and his art dream, making sure that the college student could eat,
him.
boosting his
Oh
business.
God.
And the craziest thing is, I knew the whole time, as soon as he brought up anonymous buyer, I knew she was the one that bought the paintings. I knew she
And
did
then
it.
let the boy
It's
gush
just
about,
like,
oh, it's my mama, knowing damn well it was her.
right.
Simone, the
Yeah,
cakes
I
is
really,
keeping me off your ass, Miss Mamas, but come on.
I legit
That
thought
scene
it was
had
his
me.
mom.
That scene
the
had
whole
me
time.
crying.
When
That
he
Like,
saw
it
scene.
that
was,
painting
it
in
was
the back,
typical.
he said, "Wait a minute."
That
I
had to
was
be like,
I
Typical.
recognized it.
I was
uh,
when I was cackling when Simone came out the room and he just standing there with the painting.
Like, Simone, what are you thinking, Miss Mamas?
that that
Like,
man
girl,
held
if
it.
you gonna continue the lie, hide the evidence.
Hello.
That
And she
man
knew
held
he
up
was
the.
coming over, and she brought him in her room. I'm like, did you forget that you had
She
it
did.
like right
She
next
did.
to your bed?
She did.
Simone, come on now.
I mean,
We gotta be smarter than that.
Come on,
Come
you
the
know
on.
Simone
radiation
ain't
treat,
slick. She never
I'm
been
not
slick.
gonna. So I have
the
a quick
radiation
question.
treatments might have like clouded her judgment.
Ooh,
I don't know.
stop.
No,
I was about.
Kofi. She don't give a
I was.
damn. Simone don't have to give that much of a damn, y'all. And sometimes it's really just that simple. She don't care about what. She don't have to hide it. What does she need to hide? Oh, Alicia, we brought you in. Is she still in here? I'm sorry, boo. I brought you in and I didn't even say anything. Oh, you're in here still. Feel free
Hello.
to jump in, boo. But she don't have to do all that and hide it. She don't have to think about hiding. It ain't the cancer that stopped her from thinking about it. Simone do whatever the hell she wants to do when she wants to do it. It's just that simple.
Wait, can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, we can hear
Okay.
you.
Okay. No, Simone ain't never been slick. She ain't. I mean, I feel like it fits her character.
She don't even have to try.
No.
We'll see Layla
No.
do that. Layla would try to go around and make sure it was presented a certain way and fight tooth and nail to make sure she ain't found out. Simone, you found out? Well, shit. I did it for you.
Mondo's paintings were more, honestly, I think Mondo's paintings were probably more about making herself feel better than
Hey,
making
look.
Ooh.
like,
See, I ain't
you
want to
bought this
say it.
painting right after you chose Damon, knowing that he was heartbroken. You know, like you bought these. He said it was right after you chose Damon over me. No, so in your mind, you're like, if I do this, make him feel a little bit better. Maybe it will. It makes me feel better to know that at least he's succeeding in his professional life. Maybe not in his romantic life because I just broke his heart. I don't buy that she was buying it so that, oh, because I really believe and trust in you and I know that you're great.
Oh Lord.
She was still making him eat though. He still got the money, and he got
Period. Big
he got the
songs and many
rave
hits.
reviews and more
Simone.
customers.
Whole time he
Simone.
really just wanted the girl. So,
Man, he take the girl over the reviews now. Yeah.
Where was
Yeah,
No.
100%
Gabby this
would.
episode? Where was my girlfriend Gabby this episode? I miss
Yeah, I
her.
know.
Nobody
miss
was
her.
in Lando and
She
Simone.
gonna be gone for a minute because JR about to make her crash out for real, for real.
Ah!
Oh
Yeah,
god.
It's
Yeah.
fine. It's fine.
Oh
It's fine.
yeah.
It's fine.
I mean, y'all
It's
peeped
fine.
the promo for next week.
Yeah.
Lando's
yeah.
starting to
I did
peep
not
game
see the
with Peyton.
promo. Hold
Yes.
I
on.
missed
Wait a
last
minute.
week.
Hold
I
on.
missed
Let me.
last week, and
Hold
so
on.
I had to go back and watch last week's episode. And wait, I didn't know I missed the voice thing, but I watched the episode and then I saw the promo. And honestly, at this point, it's giving incest if we're gonna call each other siblings and then do what we're gonna do
Oh
whatever.
my.
You know how many people that be like, "Oh yeah, that's my brother. That's my yeah, all right."
Yeah, man.
Liar.
I mean,
I
it's just
uh,
look. I want to
It's
say
just
that
crazy
Jr. don't feel the
we're
same
doing all
way,
that the
but
next episode.
this trailer and
Yeah.
then this trailer for this upcoming episode and then the trailer for the remainder episodes of this series is telling me something different. Cause you
Look,
giving Keisha them looks, bro. Like
look,
something's not
look.
aligned
I
here.
I don't know. I
hold
might
up.
be biased because I love Jr. I feel like this girl gave him his bone marrow, so I feel like to an extent, yes, there's gonna be a deep emotional tie. I really don't think he's thinking of her romantically. I think there is an emotion. I don't trust Keisha, but I don't trust Jr. I mean,
That look that Lando gave him in the promo says, "Bro, I was you. I know you're
oh,
lying to this right
oh
now."
god, like Gabby
Like
gonna
Yeah.
crash out. They gonna crash out.
Okay, so
be
No,
on TV.
it's like beyond crashing out. I feel like it's at a point where you
You
said
liar,
y'all
crash
want
out.
TV, and then by the end of the season, knowing All American writers and thinking as a writer of that show, something's going to happen eventually. Because I thought it was over, but then you come and bringing it back up, so that means it's not over, and that means you're trying to push the storyline of Jr. and Keisha having feelings for each other. So
Mm.
it comes to a point where if I'm Gabby and Cam, like I don't think I crash out. I think I'm just done. Like I wipe my hands of it. It's like
Yeah.
y'all were dead when I
Especially
started.
how they handled it, like with Keisha saying, "Oh, they think we're cheating," and la la la. How high and mighty they were for them to come back around to this. It's just like,
I don't know
so
what the
are you
motivation is
lying?
either. Like I get Keisha's motivation. Like that makes sense. I think whatever she doesn't see in Cam, she's seeing in JR. JR's is where I'm confused because you got a solid woman in Gary, so like what you looking at Keisha like that for, bruh?
Like I said, like she donated the bone marrow.
I,
He got a tie to her.
yeah,
Like
but a
I
bone
guess.
marrow don't make you fall in love. People be
Yeah,
donating
it's
bone
like
marrows every day, and
yeah,
they have a solid bond, but that doesn't lead them to cheat on their wife because their wife best friend gave them the bone marrow.
No, you
Cam is
right.
better than me.
Oh, oh no.
Cam is better
Yeah.
than me.
Sean
It,
You
said
know
people
what?
cheat. People get bone marrow every day, B. They don't have to
Oh,
cheat.
oh god.
Yeah, like
Oh,
that's an everyday process. People be dying every day. We don't fall in love.
mm.
And I'm so
what?
happy. I'm so happy that Gabby clocked Keisha. She was just like, I know you set up that date for yourself. Like that was the perfect date for you. Like
Okay, so that's all well and good
Ga-
now, but like
Gabby,
what
Gabby don't know the date I would have set up for us if she gave me a chance. She don't know. She just need to respond to my DM. That's
Oh,
it. That's
crazy.
it.
Shoot your
Oh,
shot, King.
I just don't know
But
what's
I think
I,
that
I
JR
feel
is the type of JR
oh
is the
go
type of guy that some things have to be put in his face with writing on it. Like he doesn't understand, like he doesn't get it. He doesn't get it. He can look at other people's relationship and he can say, "Oh, that's wrong for you to do that." But when it comes to him, he can't see. I can easily see him getting tangled up with Keisha physically and not understanding or seeing the writing on the wall. And
Mm.
I just think the writers, what they're doing, that's JR. He's gonna be like that his whole life. His whole entire life, he's gonna miss the red signs, he's gonna miss all of these things, and he'll be in the situation like, how did I get into this? Because that's how he is. He's like his vision is tunnel on his thing, but not with anyone else. He can see everything else with anyone else. Keisha knows what she's doing. She knows exactly. But I also think that the writers, the biggest thing that is they're trying to show us a variety of relationships and situations that people go through during their lifetime, especially during that period when you're in college. And they're trying to do it, but they're running against time. And that's why their stories, it doesn't like it's not landing properly. 20 years from
Mm.
now, and you have your 20th college reunion, and you come back and you will sit down, you be like, oh my God, we did all of that foolishness like that. And I can see, but the writers, they can't really show that because they're running against CW is just making them like, hurry up, get on the bike, let's go.
I'm
Mhm.
wondering what
I
I'm wondering if I'm wondering if Lando peeped something like in that next week. I'm gonna be watching if Lando catches something and then brings it to his attention, and then that's what causes JR to get so defensive. No, me and Keisha just friends. I mean, what do you mean? Like, I'm wondering. It's got to be something with some romantic overtones. That's the only reason why, because nobody else besides Cam and Gabby has called them out on it. So he's kind of a neutral party because he hasn't really seen it. So it's got to be something that is bring it that he feels like he's got to bring it to JR's attention.
I
Just
feel
doesn't make
like my bad. I was gonna
no
say
no.
I feel like JR isn't gonna notice it unless it's like very blatant, like unless Keisha says something. I feel like he could be like, no, like we cool, we friends, like we close, but that's it. I feel like unless Keisha blatantly says or does something, he's not going to acknowledge it.
Yeah,
and I and
he
I
ain't gonna
also
see it.
And I also was gonna say, I really wish that they would give us flashbacks because I feel like we got a whole year, like over a year, their whole sophomore year, we didn't see. Like, I feel like y'all can at least give us one or two flashbacks of something to, I don't know, give a little bit more context of
Mhm.
like even like how the whole like donor thing came up of like how like they said JR crashed like passed out in front of Gabby. Like maybe not to see the whole scene, but maybe we could see that. We could see how Keisha even became the donor just to see how the bond started or just
Right.
something.
Yeah, that would have really put it in perspective. Because I mean, they could have chosen anybody else to be the donor, but the fact that they chose Keisha to be the donor is like, okay, that's an interesting story tidbit. But it's
They
like,
only,
you know,
they only chose her because she's in the friend group and they're trying to make another vortex, but they don't have enough time.
oh gosh,
But here's the thing,
It's
Cam
annoying.
and
It's
Gabby are
annoying
not a
because you
Layla.
can't.
They not gonna be but no, they're
It's
not.
annoying because it it's not like either of them had like their partners, his current partners are good people, like good to them, good in the relationship. Like
yeah,
you can't keep
and
using
not
this excuse of, oh, we're connected because I gave him bone marrow. And so it's like this other level thing that y'all just don't understand. It's like, no. Like
I
maybe
think
they
this
should
Keisha
makes
just
look.
outgrew Cam, and she's just now she's hyper fixating on JR, and I think it's just so icky because I really do believe that Keisha peeps her feelings for JR and how deep it runs, but she's lying to everyone around her because she knows she looks snaky.
Yep. And
she
JR,
looks even worse
I'm gonna
now.
give JR the benefit of the doubt that he just don't know or isn't aware, and he's just behaving like himself. So he probably doesn't see the romantic overtones, but they're there. Oh, it's definitely there. I mean, the fact that Gabby and Cam clocked it at that table scene last week. I mean, it's
That
like,
outfit looked familiar.
uh-huh. So it's like, is we friends or is we friends? You know what I mean? Like,
But we
uh,
friends though.
Oh, I was
uh
thinking it, but I wasn't gonna say.
Which one is it?
but,
Oh.
well, we friends, but I'm looking at you with these hard eyes. So I mean, what is it?
I mean,
Yeah,
But we friends
I,
though.
I don't know. I also feel like I'm also giving JR. Oh, okay. Oh. I was gonna say, I also feel like with JR. Should I wait?
Sorry, y'all.
We good? You're good. But I was gonna say that I feel like I'm gonna give Dad the benefit of the doubt because even when you see him with Simone, I feel like he's someone that just very values his female friendships. He like you see the way he showed up for Simone, he's showing up for Keisha. So I don't know. I just feel like he's just like, yeah, I miss my friend. Like we built this bond. I don't want it to like just go away because of all this awkwardness. Now again, I don't trust Keisha because her and Cam been having problems for the longest, and she been moving weird. So we gonna see in this next episode.
And
Shout
honestly,
out to
it
hold on
just
one
comes.
second, Kopi. Hey Antonio. Hey Kenny. Welcome in, y'all. Go ahead, Kopi.
Hey.
I was just saying, and maybe it's just JR's nature with when it comes to his female friends that it could be misinterpreted as romantic overtones because he's just so clocked in. I mean, maybe that's a possibility that I haven't considered.
I think
I
that
don't
that could
know.
definitely be the
Somebody lying.
possibility on Keisha's side, specifically because she's coming from not having experience with healthy relationships. Cam is her first foray into a healthy relationship, so now in seeing JR and like him being an expansion of that, I could totally see her gravitating towards and having attraction in that as well.
And it don't help that he fine as hell too. Just have to throw that in there real quick.
Now, Kofi, I can't give your boy JR pass, no benefit of the doubt, okay? Because I don't know if anybody's seen the trailer for what's to come for the season. The way he was holding Keisha's hand, okay?
Oh God, I was avoiding talking about it because I waited.
No benefit of the doubt here, okay? I'm sorry.
I'm on that boat. That's why I'm saying, like, both of y'all can't be lying that deeply to yourself. Like, you both must have been sensing it. So, like,
agreed.
Why? Maybe that's what. So now I'm thinking maybe that's why you were so defensive in the first place because you know you were crossing a line.
Exactly.
This is about to get super. Oh, this is about to get messy.
What NK was thinking with the story, because none of it is cute. This shit is not cute. It's not nice to see. It's not funny. It's not like I think the general like public can agree with this. Nobody wants to see this. And then you're showing basically emotional cheating, and then you're gonna try and paint it like this is some good thing. Like, no, it's not. Cam deserves better. Gabby deserves better. This JR and Keisha thing doesn't need to happen. Like JR is, yeah, he may not realize that Keisha and whatever, but he's a really friendly nigga. He's being really friendly right now. Because Lando, Damon, they're all in the friend group. You don't see them being that friendly. Like you don't have like it's just not some like it's
I mean,
not
Damon was
giving.
kind of being that friendly to Simone.
But he liked her.
But he liked her.
Okay.
He liked
from jump.
JR never gave you Keisha.
Micah, I get what you're saying, but I do think it is more intriguing than what we were getting before. That's what I will say. It is more intriguing.
100%.
But do we want this for Cam and Gabby? No.
No.
But it's definitely a lot more intriguing, that's kind of storyline, than what we were getting before. And
it's also very realistic because people are messy. And sometimes you don't sometimes, you don't go searching for love.
Not the daggone
not the
cliche.
Not love.
Maybe I'm just upset because maybe I don't like it because Keisha, like maybe if it was Gabby and Cam doing this and not Keisha and JR, I'd like it more. Maybe that's it.
Ooh.
Yeah, but I feel like if it was,
it's not fair.
Why is that though?
Would we be keeping the same energy though?
Partners. It's not fair that the two worst partners in the relationship get to also break people's hearts and be even worse than they were before. Because even before all this JR stuff, Keisha was horrible to Cam in season 2. She was already a horrible.
You right.
She was horrible to him.
That's valid.
You're right,
The
but
only
thing is, we would be feeling
downfall,
bad for JR because if it was
yeah.
reversed, JR wouldn't have done it. It would have been like, dang, you gonna get emotional cheat while your boyfriend recovering from recovering.
And nearly
Let
die.
me
And
let
and
me
let
just
me let me ask, like, would we be keeping the same energy if it was Gam and Cam? If it was Cam and Gabby with this type of
you know
emotional thing?
No, because the situations
Kofi.
are different, like as they were saying before, like we've seen Keisha be horrible to Cam and not being very responsive, talking down to him very rudely. Like I have visual reactions to some of Keisha's interactions with Cam in the earlier seasons. So if I saw him falling for Gabby, I would be like, I could see it. I could see
Mm.
why.
Mm,
Yeah, so if it was
But it's
Cam,
I
it
can
would
see it
he would
now.
but how would
have
you feel for
avoided.
JR?
yeah.
No, but I was gonna say, if it was reverse, we know every week Kofi would be standing 10 toes down. My boy JR. Oh my gosh, how they could do this to my boy JR? Because he'll die on that hill. He will die on that
Yeah, I
hill.
will.
But
And rightly so, because JR ain't done nothing
okay,
to
now
deserve.
don't say that. You saw that promo, okay? He
Okay,
did nothing.
I'm talking about the hypothetical, not in the promo like that. I'm with you.
Kofi
Okay.
says he has yet to do it
Okay.
in real time. Don't give him the charge just yet.
Yeah.
All right. I hope you're ready when that episode comes. Because
Innocent until proven guilty, he said.
And I'm
Innocent.
wondering what's spurring that interaction. I feel like that's gonna happen in this
Yeah, what's
same
the lead
episode
up?
next week. Yeah, what's the
yeah,
lead up to that? I'm trying to
yeah.
figure out, like, did something happen? Like,
I'm
what's going on?
I'm imagining that probably after Keisha met with Cam, JR met with Gabby, that they probably been keeping a distance just to
Yeah.
like not,
Mhm.
rock the boat anymore. But it's
Mm.
I
probably
mean,
like because they've gotten so close, it's like, dang, you know, dang, I low key gotta miss you.
I mean,
Eh,
the synopsis. There's a synopsis that said Keisha and Cam reach a crossroads, but at this point, they need to reach a dead end because the relationship is dead. Like it's
Oh,
done.
That's
because
another thing
also,
I'm not like.
ooh, I would say the last point because I'm wondering. Okay, the couple's made up, but they can make up with Jr. and then Gabby and Keisha get back cool. Because if the
Yeah, that's what
guys
I'm
ain't cool,
saying.
and if the
Like,
girls ain't cool, or they're still a little wishy washy of each other, if that might be the crossroads of how can they get back to being friends again? If each other's significant
Yeah.
other might be still kind of looking at them
They
like,
don't need to
yeah,
be friends.
I
They
mean,
really
yeah,
don't need
because
to
when
because
be.
you put that out in the open, you can't really backtrack that.
no,
Like
you
it's been
can't.
said.
You
Like
accuse them of cheating, like straight
Honestly,
up.
until further notice, though, I think Keisha's the problem. Keisha really is the
mm,
Okay.
problem.
She
She's
been the problem.
like as much. JR ain't really done nothing.
she been the
She,
problem.
she, she. Oh, I never. Oh, I just got to put this out there. When Cam was reading her rights like she was being arrested, and this pisses me. Say a whole bunch of things, and then you target one thing I said. This man said, but the whole time you had JR on deck. Everything Cam said in that sentence. She goes, first thing she goes, I didn't have anyone on deck. I had to turn off my television and turn it back on. I couldn't have been Cam. If this was Cam and All American, Cam would have left her in season 2. There's no way. There's no way. You're lying to me. Going behind my back with my KEK brother going to stomp the yard events. And then I gotta find out on YouTube. On YouTube, no. JR in the back, full audio, 4K resolution. Talking about some, yeah, go no. Go no. Oh my god.
Um,
Nah, Nuno killed
Go
it.
Nunu
And
goes
then,
crazy.
oh my god, and then
oh, it's
Nasty word.
and then you got JR with Gabby, beautiful dark skinned queen.
Yeah.
Ah, ah.
yo, Oh man, you're
Oh, he's
cooking right
crashing
now,
out.
man.
He's
No,
crashing
no,
out.
No
he's
Kofi
way.
needed
cooking.
you
He's
Nah,
last
crashing
week,
out
No
at the
Rod.
right
way.
time.
Kofi
In
needed you
real,
last week.
in
Look,
real
got mad all over
spirit,
again. Just thinking
in
about it.
real,
Who
in
the
real
hell
life,
calls
this is
themselves?
real
Who the
life.
hell
This is
calls
not
themselves new news? Like,
Well, the thing is,
Oh,
he's on the opposite side of me. Me, I was crashing out because I was ready to run the fade with Cam. So it was like, I mean,
Lord.
like,
Rod said
oh
you
my God.
focus on the wrong things, Kofi. We need to zero in on Keisha. Keisha's the
Yes,
problem.
the problem.
yes.
Spin the
yeah,
And
but
by the way, I
problem.
rewatched that live.
Keisha's
Kofi,
always the
Yes.
problem.
yeah,
New new is
Keisha's
the
the
Can't stand
problem.
problem.
up.
Y'all
Keisha's
are
the problem, but
hilarious.
Cam didn't handle it right. Like Cam,
Nah,
you gotta be
he
Nah,
handled it better than we thought.
I think Kevin
that.
should have stand
He kept
even
that same
harder
energy.
on business. I think he should have gone harder. I'm sorry, I'm in the minority, but I think he was a little too
Hmm.
delicate. I thought he should have been a little bit louder, a little bit rougher, because she was playing.
yeah,
Yeah,
well, okay.
but Kofi, interesting question.
Yeah.
If the roles were reversed, say this was Gabby and Cam doing this to
Hmm.
Jay and Keisha,
Yeah.
do you think that Jay and Keisha would have forgiven Gabby and Cam or would have been this patient with them? Because I feel like the grace that Cam and Gabby are giving Jay and Keisha would not be reciprocated. I don't know if that's just me, but I
Keisha
feel
wouldn't
like
have.
Definitely not from Keisha. Definitely not from her.
Keisha would
I'm
not
more
have.
I'm more
Keisha would
inclined
not
to think
have.
JR would do it. Keisha, I don't think so. I'm more inclined
hmm,
to think JR would give Gabby the benefit of the doubt. Keisha
Because
is
Because
way too
Keisha is the
high
problem.
strung, so it's like I don't think she'd be able to. I mean, she'd crash out if this was roles were reversed, and
Just
I
think
don't know.
about how
Hand
she was when he was working 2 jobs. She was ready to drop
right,
this man.
Yeah.
exactly.
But also, like, as it
So
pertains to JR, though, I want to be mindful of, like, pre and post him realizing he was a real one because he was playing games and didn't realize it. When he thought that she
yeah.
was actively working against his interests, he treated her completely different. And so if this would have happened before that, he would not have given her the benefit of the doubt because we saw that by way of
Right.
him
I
demonizing
Oh,
her
agree.
I
for
would
that.
have.
I
Oh,
didn't
I
consider
would have
that.
She
given her
was
the
the enemy
benefit of the
then.
doubt. I would have given her the
Oh,
benefit of the doubt. I would have gave her multiple benefits of multiple doubts.
Right.
no, I
Hey,
didn't consider that. Dang.
oh
Yeah,
my
he down
God.
Dang.
bad.
Because what's the opposite
Gabby,
situation? Because what's the
no.
opposite situation if basically Gabby was going to like Cam's secret recording sessions or something,
Mm-hmm.
secret
Mm,
concerts?
While not letting him play
Yeah.
baseball. Oh, you could go
yeah.
in, you could be up in the studio, but you can't let me. You know what? Listen
Hey,
here.
Yeah.
I did already
He would eat
raise
though.
JR to a
He would
level
eat
of
though.
respect. I don't wanna go there. Don't make me actually dig
Yeah.
into it, y'all. Cause y'all
Oh,
know I
I'm
was on
no.
his
afraid.
ass.
Haven't
I'm
even
Yeah, we
seen
afraid.
know.
him in the
And
studio
you
yet.
know
I
And
what,
ain't
I
talking about
Erica?
it.
You was right. You was right.
Oh,
Because this little thing here is making me want to take back that little bit of grace I was giving JR.
mm.
I fear JR about to make Gabby that girl, unfortunately. I didn't want to
Oh,
believe it. I
Oh,
did not
not
Listen,
coming
believe
from
it.
not from Kofi.
listen,
I didn't
oh
listen.
Not coming
no.
from you, Kofi. Come on. You're
The
the one who
evil
has to
laugh
hold
is
up the
crazy.
hope.
I
Kofi,
didn't want to believe it.
you
Go
gotta hold
ahead.
it.
No. Go ahead, Kenny. I was say I didn't want to believe it. I'm like because he said there's nothing going on with me and Keisha. We just friends. She gave me bone marrow. Da 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 da. And then you out here saying I miss my friend, and then you holding her hand really deeply. Like I'm sorry, you
Hmm.
about to make
You know
Gabby
what?
that
See,
girl.
this is something I would
I saw
expect
that
from
trailer and
someone.
I said, sorry, I saw that trailer and I said, Kofi tied me up. He had me thinking we should give Gia grace. When I saw that, I was like, you see, I should have gone with my intuition, which is no grace. No grace for him.
I'm
I'm glad
sorry.
I haven't
All I
seen
no,
it
know,
Grace
yet.
is funny, bro.
all I know, if JR breaks Gabby's heart into pieces, I'm gonna be right there to pick up those pieces.
Oh Lord.
I'm crying.
Damn.
I don't blame you, man.
Listen, Heather, there's a king waiting.
No, if this is the way they're going, Cam and Gabby might as well do something. I mean, because
I
you got
just
to get
don't
your lick back
understand why.
somehow.
I don't
No, I
understand
feel
why
like
they do
they're
it.
too
Like
much
nobody.
bestie evil twin energy for them to do anything.
They do seem like evil twins. That's funny.
like,
Really.
I
like,
They
mean,
the Wonder
because
Twins.
I remember
It's
in the
like
first season, like it looked like they was gonna go that way because she was, she won the date auction and they sang together and it looked like they was giving vibes. Even when Keisha was ready to admit her feelings, like Gabby came through and they were singing together. So,
look,
damn man, if you want to get licked back, y'all might as well start. I'm
no,
just
I like
saying.
their platonic friendship. They are the only genuine platonic friendship. Let them, well, not
True.
the only one, but one of the few. Let them
Yeah.
stay that.
Yeah, I
I
agree.
think I think JR and Simone have a
Yeah,
nice
that's why I
balance
said they're the
of
other one.
percent love, what
like,
that looks
but like,
like.
you thinking that.
But
Let's
he's
say
starting to
Dion
look like
Keisha.
the male version of Simone right now, if he does go through with this. And
Oh no.
I'm gonna have all the smoke for him.
Yikes.
Oh Lord. So is
Trust.
anybody
If
gonna bring up
Dion Keisha,
emotional cheating?
if Jared and
It,
Keisha do end up like saying they have feelings for each other or kissing or doing anything, it's like at the end of the day, what was the point? Like, what was the reason for all of it? To
I
have
mean,
it like,
I
and see,
remember
maybe I have a question because you do film and script writing and everything. Do writers want you to hate characters? Because I'm sure
Sometimes.
nobody liked Keisha before. Do writers like want you to hate characters at certain points, or do they want you to like characters, or what is it like?
Sometimes.
Sometimes
Something.
because
Mm-hmm.
nobody, I doubt most people didn't like care for Keisha coming up to this point, and then to do this, you basically make an unlikable character. Take Jr., which some people liked him, so you can take a likable character, make him unlikable, and so y'all both unlikable, and it's like, what was the reason for all this?
I mean,
For us to hate
on a
people?
screenwriting tip, because you brought that up, I think there's things that we task ourselves with sometimes as writers. Like, there's a piece of work that I have where I want to tell the story of the boy, but not from a place of like bashing men. So I know that starting out, most of the sensible audience is not going to root for him. But in the way that I lay out his story and the things that he goes through and how he learns, how he continues to make mistakes, like specific choices in how the character is handled, I hope to bring them to a place of like he becomes one of their favorite characters. But I know that I'm starting off with like, you're going to hate him because he quite literally is trash, but there is something to trash, even like depending on the hands
Yeah.
that it's placed in.
Okay.
mm,
That's good.
And I think for Keisha, it's such a regression of her character if she does go through this because like where is the growth? We've
Mm-hmm.
seen like she's a very hypocritical person. And when somebody does something that doesn't align with what she think is morally correct, she gets very judgy and she stands firm on it. Like she doesn't come from it with like compassion unless somebody checks her, you
Mm-hmm.
know? So I feel like for her to, especially how she handled Simone's um situation with Damon and Thea and how very judgy she was at some points before she finally came around to supporting her trifling ways to her now being now doing that same exact like trifling stuff that she was criticizing. She just comes across as very hypocritical. It shows that she hasn't grown, she hasn't learned from her previous mistakes, and it just shows who she is as a person. Because why is her and Cam fighting over the same things 3 seasons in, and now it's even worse because you're emotionally cheating?
yeah.
It's
Mm.
just like you are that girl, you're gonna stay that girl, and you're just gonna keep being that girl.
Ooh.
hey, talk about it.
Laying in my guy's
But
But
I
face.
think it's important that I'm sorry, I'm really quick. I just think it's good that the writers are showing the characters' background. You show where they come from, the families they come from, the situations that they have observed about relationships, and it carries right on into their life. So I think that that's important. You've seen everyone's family now. Well, Nate, we just saw a little bit of her family, just a little bit with the cousin. But you look at like Simone comes from chaos. She comes from disrespectful parents with each other. They battle back and forth. Keisha was traumatized by her mom dying and her
Yeah,
dad
but
probably going himself.
her parents loved each other. They didn't mention that they had a tribulous marriage before she passed away. So she did
No, but
experience
you know what?
or see
But
what
she
love was like.
experienced. Yeah, she probably saw that she was really young, but she saw the majority of the time she saw her father's reaction to the mother's tragic death. So she probably saw so many like things about the father because when you grieve, you go through things. You don't even think that about the other people sometime around you. And I can imagine as an only child, a young child, and she saw something like that. So they're coming from almost like comfortable chaos or dysfunction. But the writers did a good job. And I also want to say one more thing. Sometimes the writers will make you not like a character because they're trying to bring something else out on another character, like good things. And they want you to see that as well.
Something I was thinking. My
I
bad.
think they're doing a poor job. I think they're doing a poor job at it because, like, there's nothing about Keisha's character that's redeemable. I don't think like nothing.
Micah, that's because you don't like her, but that's not necessarily the truth
The
now,
only thing
babes.
about Keisha is a good friend. I'll give her that. She's a good friend to Simone, to Nate. She's a good friend. But as a partner, and as just like, I mean, she's not very good at dancing either. But
You know.
Oh my
I think
gosh.
Keisha is very relatable to the girls who start very young and like don't feel loved or worthy, and they start to like experiment with their body and desirability as it pertains to that, and they cultivate a very false sense of security. And then like for me, her story is redeemable in and of itself, of like having her shift into more meaningful relationships. Before we meet her, we don't get full context, but we get a gist of how she's operating on this campus. And now it's different, like you're watching the subtle differences, and she's fumbling through it, which is causing additional casualties, but she's moving through it. So there is something to be related to. It might not be your ministry. I know it wasn't mine because I definitely wasn't that girl in college as it pertains to like navigating these men in this way. Like, but I could see the women who have, I could totally see them identifying with Keisha.
you're probably right.
My bad. Something I remember that Erica said last week was basically how Keisha down bad, JR down bad. Like they're both just struggling, so they're fighting kind of like comfort in each other. It's like Cam's doing his thing, Gabby is beautiful, she's thriving, you know. Surgery aside, it's like JR was recovering, Keisha had lingering side effects from the surgery. Keisha's dancing. I mean, granted, it's never necessarily been the best, but it was struggling afterwards. He don't got KEK, he don't got baseball. Like these are two people that got bonded through something, and then they're both struggling. So I'm not condoning the emotional cheating. I see why it kind of got that way, because it's like y'all both just down bad, and it gives y'all can only really not that y'all can only talk to each other about it, but I guess I don't know, y'all thought of comfort of sorts, considering y'all are both just not doing the best right now.
I mean, that's the only
I got
explanation
a
I can get.
question.
Sure, go ahead.
Do y'all think if JR still had KEK in baseball, do y'all think him and Keisha would have got as close if he had less time on his hands?
No,
Nope.
I
I think
don't.
I think a
Nope.
little bit, but not as much as they are now. It
I
probably
mean,
would.
I'm gonna say yes. Only
Do you think we're
because
saying this in the context that he wouldn't have needed the bone marrow transplant, which would
I mean,
mean he would.
if he didn't need the surgery, then no. If he hadn't been gotten sick again, then no. But I
no,
think
but
The transplant, like, because I remember she had said something like he had hit it or something like that, and he almost died on the baseball field. Would he have needed the bone marrow transplant if he hadn't hit it, or was that the reason why he needed it in the first place?
it's possible he might have. Actually, I
I
don't
don't know.
know.
It could have gotten worse because he was ignoring symptoms and it just pushed it to that point because he didn't stop what he was doing. I 100% think that him and Keisha would not have gotten closer if he was still a part of KEK because he is looking for that purpose and like that community and that family, and they served a very big part of that. And it gave him like, not, I don't want this to sound bad, but it gave him a certain amount of leverage because he was the big bro at that house. So there's an inherent amount of like confidence and pedestalization that comes from like everybody looking to you. Even if you just lost baseball, you still have the adoration of 40 dudes in this house or however many that's in y'all's whole chapter. You know what I'm saying? I think that Keisha scratches that itch a little bit because she does look to him in like admiration of like him persevering and like going through that together and giving him the mower and all of that. So she definitely ticks off a little bit of that box that would not actually be there. Like that hole would not be there if he still had KEK.
Yeah.
And part of me wonders if he still had KEK, would one of his frat bros potentially been a match?
That's a good point too. Kenny, I gotta ask you, like, when you saw the trailer and the promo, what were your initial feelings, like, verbatim? Like, when you saw it?
I know you're lying.
Well, Kofi, my initial reaction, I don't think it's appropriate for these interwebs, but what I will give you a PG version. I said, I know that Jaya has to be joking. I did not play in my girl Bobby's face like that. My girl said, don't make me that girl. And you're out here making her that girl. That's say.
All right, second question. Like, how do y'all see this playing out? I mean, like, I don't know. We got 5 more episodes left.
Oh my
Oh, you mean with JR and Keisha?
Yeah. Like, is that gonna happen?
I don't think it's gonna happen just because I feel like it would be because I don't think Simone would be on board. I don't think Simone would be on board. I don't think Nate would be on board. Cam gonna crash out. Gabby gonna walk away. There's no like realistic way, any positive way for them to get together, even if there are feelings. So it's like I don't see it happening. No one's gonna support it.
I think JR is gonna let her down nicely. He's gonna come to his senses and he's gonna be like, "Oh, I can't do this to Gabby," and Cam is gonna find out and he's gonna crash out. I think it's gonna end badly for Keisha.
Fear for my guy.
You see, it's hard to like predict because this is the final season. Knowing NK, if she got more seasons, it would have been like a whole thing. But knowing this is the last season and she wants to end it in a way that I feel like the season will end with Keisha and Cam broken up. Whether JR and Keisha are together, I don't think so. But I think Keisha and Cam will be broken up by the end of the season.
Well, I mean, I could see it happening in two different ways. One, if the writers knew this was their last season, I don't think the Jaya and Keisha thing is going anywhere. But if they didn't know that this would be the last season, I think maybe Jaya and Keisha are going to cross the line and it will be very open-ended in terms of whether or not they say anything
I
to
would
their
hate
cast.
Just now getting back on live.
Oh.
There's thunderstorms in Detroit right now. I'm so sorry.
Oh, we got them in Chicago too.
Lord. I'm like, I'm now sitting here in the complete dark.
Oh yeah, I'm watching it
Well,
on
at least you got
screen.
company.
Right. Shout out to y'all. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Whoever was talking, go ahead. Go for it. Just for anybody who's watching, I'm in the dark because my lights are out and the stream might be a little choppy because we're going off the Wi-Fi from my iPad hotspot.
But I was saying, like, you know, because Keisha's graduating and JR registered himself again as a junior, Cam's the junior right now. I'm assuming Gabby the junior. Like, Keisha at the day is leaving. after the school year. So it's like I don't really know what she would do with any of the boys if she gonna be gone.
So JR is not a senior?
No, he registered as a junior again because
No.
if he's
Because of
trying to bring back
baseball.
baseball.
Oh.
That's one
Yeah.
of the things that Gabby
Yeah.
brought up when she was trying to take him to go get a little internship. He like, oh, she's like, oh, is that why
Nah.
you registered as a junior so that you can have more time? You listen here,
It's like-
JR.
Is Gabby a
Gabby,
senior?
baseball's in my
Is
blood.
I'm
Gabby a
going
senior?
to.
Read that.
I'm
No,
going to
Gabby's
assume
also a
she's a junior.
junior.
Gabby's a
Yeah.
junior. So okay, so if this is how it ends, I feel like they're gonna let Keisha, they're gonna circle back to that scholarship. Was she looking for a master's what was she trying to get?
A master's.
Trying to get
Yeah.
the master's
Master's
program in
program.
dancing.
Is that
Princeton already on the tight lease. They ain't got no master's program.
She should have.
okay then? I think she and Cam break up. She gets that master's program to go somewhere else. And she and JR kind of leave on like a page of like there could be something here in the future.
Oh.
Oh, I got
So
a
it's not
question.
like a definitive
And
we're
I
in a
don't know
relationship.
if y'all talked about this.
Hmm?
Go ahead,
I think
Antonio.
Antonio was saying
Honey, you're breaking
something.
up.
Oh, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we
Yes.
can hear
Yeah.
you.
Oh, okay. I was saying I don't know if y'all talked about this before I joined, but how did y'all feel about Lando painting Simone like she was one of his French girls?
Oh, you're sick.
Yo.
You're sick.
Baby, like
Oh.
I
But I wasn't
can't,
mad at it.
Antonio. I cannot.
Oh
When
my
I have
lord.
lasted.
This was an intimate
He is
episode.
he gonna cherish that forever.
I think he's gonna put those
She came
pictures
out
on his wall.
when she
Like he's
came
gonna have
out with
one
she
right next to his bed.
What I like.
Oh gosh.
Like,
Antonio,
like
you
I
breaking
wanna.
up real bad.
Lando said, I want you to see me how I see you. I want you to see you how I see you.
that man was crying like how Spencer was crying
You're
after Olivia ran away from him in Vegas.
Stop.
Man, let me tell you something.
Diabolical.
Wait,
Where's the lie though?
Y'all are on a roll. I
I
can't.
was with that every
Lando
time
did not.
we talk about
check.
all American.
Bro, this is why I
Yes,
want the
we can hear you,
flashback.
Antonio.
Oh, his girl now
Okay.
wants this whole episode.
This is why I need flashbacks, bro. I want to see the moment I want to see it.
This is hilarious.
I
What
think
I
it's
really
just
want to
nice
know.
that we finally see Simone feeling bad because how she was acting at the top part of the season, she was acting like this boy wasn't hurting. Because at the beginning of the season, she was acting like what she did was just like a small thing to him, but like for him, it was a big deal because he was taking her so seriously. So I'm glad that in this episode, they finally allow her to see that like you genuinely hurt this person, a
Yes.
person that deeply cares about you. So I'm
Yeah.
happy that she saw that.
Am I the only one that thought that it was like just a dream? Like when she woke up in the end, like it was all just a dream. I thought that's what they were gonna do.
Oh nah,
I would have
I
That's
lost
thought
it.
what
that too
I would have lost
for
it.
a minute.
So, people was gonna be flipping TVs. What? But I was gonna say, like, what was it? Before JR and I think Nate had got involved between like Simone and Damon last season, I wonder if like Damon and Simone had got together like at that point before Lando confessed his feelings and all that. I wonder how it would have went down.
I think she would have. I mean, in the same way that she chose Damon, like this is always like Lando to me, based on how the writers have written it, is Simone's second choice.
Yeah.
Always have.
Yeah.
Because she was not thinking about Lando when her and Damon were initially like, oh dang, I think I want to be where I want to. Before JR and Nate got in Simone head, Simone was not thinking about Lando as a choice in that moment. She was like, Damon.
Yeah.
Like
right.
But then the writers.
She
like
was
she
not
didn't consider
concerned in the slightest about
like
Lando.
she wasn't until he confessed his feelings. Like she was not, because she just like, okay, we friends benefits, we cool, we chilling. But Damon, that's my bookie.
But then the writers contradict themselves by saying like she only chose Damon because she felt obligated. So then I'm thinking maybe so is Damon really the first choice or he's the like I don't like the
Default.
He's the I
choice,
had
yeah.
to try it choice. It's the
So
I
he's
was
obligated to
walking
be
in the
with
store and I saw something and I just had to pick it up. I had to scratch that itch.
Uh-oh.
I mean, because I guess it's like Dave had
Not
this
get it out of my
whole,
system.
you know. I mean,
Yeah, it's like before I die, like, like I don't want him to be the one that got away. So I
yeah,
have the
because
opportunity now. So let
I
me
hate
just
it.
do it.
I hate it.
I mean,
Yeah.
I also feel
I
I hate that they made her say that though. Like it's annoying because it's like you got Lando who says I like you, I want to be with you. Meanwhile, you got Damon who's saying I'm in love with you. It's like you got the whole back and forth between them two, like the whole will they, won't they, everything from
But it's
Jordan
her
to
truth,
Thea, the da da da
guys.
da
It's her
da.
truth, you know?
Y'all,
But Simone
side
doesn't
note,
somebody said
side note,
earlier.
real quick, just Danielle says Erica don't hurt me, but hear me out. Keisha / Jackie, same person.
Ooh.
Who's Jackie?
Ooh,
from
from Bel
Jackie
Air.
from
Bel
Bel
Air.
Air.
Let me
Ooh.
tell you
Oh,
something.
And you know
That's
what the ironic
that's
thing
no,
about that
Danielle.
is? And you know what
No,
the
I think
irony is?
I
what.
could see it.
what's the
You know
irony,
what
Kofi?
the irony is that actress that played Jackie was Keisha's ex-girlfriend in All American Homecoming in that one episode.
Wait, she
Same
was?
actress. Yeah, same actress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah,
that's
same actress.
I fear
crazy.
points were
Yeah.
made.
Yeah.
And quiet as
So
kept.
You
No.
said Keisha's ex-girlfriend?
I'm not gonna get into Bel Air because we gonna leave that alone.
We're gonna go to
Leave
Bel Air
that for
this
the Bel Air
Friday.
life.
When we had
No,
a Bel Air
speaking of
live,
Bel
we'll be
Air,
able to talk about that.
the
But
Bel Air life is
interesting,
all
Because I
interesting,
most
just
Friday.
definitely was
Danielle.
gonna because I'm not gonna lie, I was gonna bring that up on your last live, but you had moved on from talking about Jackie. But before I got on, I was gonna bring it
No,
up.
but I think Erica, you go way harder about Jackie than
I
Keisha.
do.
I swear to God, you do.
I go way harder, but it's
Oh, I swear
also
to
it
God.
it's honestly rooted in the fact of like Keisha cannot deny her blackness. Jackie can. So I think I have more empathy for her because she's not just wielding her proximity and or partial blackness or whatever. She's not leaning as heavily. Like I think that at its core, her and Keisha are alike, but Keisha does not have the pretty privilege that Jackie has. And she's not weaponizing it. Like Keisha could be a hoe or could be bisexual and frolicking however she is, but she has yet to be presented to us of like she's going to use her feminine wiles and her sex appeal to make people do what she wants. She just gonna be more Simone with it and like, I'm just out here. But Jackie is like being masterful, strategic. I know I'm fine, and this fineness is what is my currency. Your ass needs to go along and get along with what I got planned. But I think
Okay,
that point, that point is
I'm not gonna
interesting.
get
biracial too.
What you say?
I'm not
But
gonna
isn't
get too
Keisha
into Bel.
Isn't
My bad.
Keisha biracial too because her mom's Filipino and her dad's African American? So wouldn't that count as
No,
biracial?
Kofi. I mean,
just like
yes,
Jackie is?
but not in the way that we talk about.
No.
Yes. Yes, but my biggest thing is not necessarily Jackie is biracial is the issue, because typically that becomes the more of a conversation when we're talking about white and black mixtures. When you're talking about black and POC mixtures, it's just different. So I might say biracial, but it's not necessarily the same way that I would approach communicating black and white as biracial. Jackie specifically benefits off of the Latina trope of sexiness, where our men have been stereotyped or maybe do prioritize them because they're more exotic and they're fiery. Meanwhile, we're aggressive and angry. So like, don't trivialize, and I don't think that you are, but I want anybody who's listening not to trivialize when I'm speaking about Jackie. It's speaking to those specific things. It's less about her mixture and ethnicity and more about the privileges that she's afforded and how she weaponizes them against black people.
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
I don't want to get too into it, but what's worse, her for using it or for all the people that, let her get away with it or allow
I don't know.
Both.
Team
I
Jackie.
don't know.
Who
said Team Jackie? Not you sliding it in there. Alicia, was that you?
Can I just? That was not me.
What it do?
Oh, hey, Lawrence. Sorry, Lawrence is in here.
Team Jackie.
Oh, Lawrence said that damn
Team
stuff.
Jackie.
Lauren, all
I want to say is like, I feel like you only have as much power as people give you, and it's like if these men weren't like clearly like thirsting for her, she wouldn't have the power she has. And I mean, I don't know, like it or not. I mean, shit, use what you got to your advantage. And I mean, if y'all are stupid enough to fall for it, then that's on you.
I mean, to a certain extent, but I think that you have to like
accountability that has to be had.
Yeah, and it really depends on the type of woman that you want to be regarded as. I think that if Jackie wants to be regarded as a scutterbucket who uses her sexual appeal to get where she wants and don't have no damn substance to her, then by golly, Miss Molly, do your thing. Autonomy is real. But a real bitch like me is not going to respect you. A real bitch not me is not going to befriend you. Like, that's just the consequences of that. So yes, you can use the privileges that you are afforded, but if you decide to use them for evil, bitch, I'm going to treat you like you evil. It's simple.
Oh,
a scutterbucket is crazy.
No, but I think it's equal accountability on both sides, because we have to hold the men that are swayed by those kind of things accountable. Yes, they do. You guys know the men need to be held accountable for that.
That part.
But on the other hand, the problem with Jackie is the fact that she knows that she has that privilege and she's using it. That's the difference. That's the difference. That's where we
good and not evil.
Yeah, Jackie is that temptation that your mama kind of warned you about. You know what I'm saying?
You know what?
And Lisa is definitely that wife type that you actually can bring home to your mother. The type
girl
of woman
next
you
door
can settle down with.
And men need to realize that the tide is shifting.
Around the way,
the tide is recognized because women who are the Lisas and the wifeys from the jump are no longer settling for being your second and third fiddle. If your ass ain't figured out the first time, best of luck with your 6 baby mamas, Cam Newton.
Cam. That's my QB too. I hate how he's acting in the media right now, but
you know.
Jackie gives around the way girl like the thing that LL was talking about, but
and Keisha gives that, but not to the like. It's different. It's different. Like I can't even.
Yeah.
And like thinking about how I hold Jackie and Keisha accountable differently. Like Keisha, she shows some type of remorse. Like I don't feel like Keisha, whether she doesn't know how or she just chooses not to, she doesn't move in manipulation. She just moves in selfishness.
It's true.
Understandable.
That's very true.
What's up, Lawrence? What'd you think of this episode, my guy?
Yo, what's up, Kofi? Nah, I didn't get a chance to see this episode last night because I was on another live talking about Bel Air, but I guess I really wasn't interested in this episode because I'm like, oh, this is going to be just Lando and Simone and little date night, whatever. We've seen this before, All American with Spencer and Liv. I was like, okay, this is what it is, right? But I'm just coming up here right quick. I just want to know, So we only got like 5 episodes left or something like that. I'm just curious, like, what do y'all think is going to be like a happy ending for these characters here?
I'm not gonna lie. 5
Ain't no
episodes
happy
left. 5
Oh,
episodes left.
you said
5 episodes.
no happy
So
endings.
ain't
Wait, so
no happy ending.
is there gonna be a break between like the 5 episodes, or are they going straight through?
I
I
think they're
think.
going straight
I
through.
mean, I could be wrong. I'm just guessing. I know it's. Yeah, they're going straight through. I know typically we should
Because
get a break, but they're about to go straight through.
I'm gonna
As
be
long
totally
as as long as nobody gets married, then we're fine. As
Then we're
long as
Oh
nobody
fine.
gets
God.
married.
Bucket
Nobody
As
with
gets
your
long as
girl.
married.
Bel
No
Air
married, no
is
engagement.
that part. Bucket with your girl. Bel Air is the
What?
remake of Fresh Prince of Bel Air in a dramatic tone that's currently streaming on Peacock in its 3rd season. It's really good this season. Go ahead, y'all.
Look, for me, all I care about is I'm gonna need Marcus to get his woman back. Real talk. I mean, I'm just saying.
I forgot
And
about
Mara,
that. I
Mara,
lied
I'm gonna
though.
need you to.
Mara does not want to
I'm gonna need you
be
to.
a stepmama.
Well, okay,
She'll be all
fine,
right.
but like, but Amara clearly want that man. So can we stop playing games? Can you? Can y'all just grow? Y'all are getting too old for this. Like for real,
Yep,
life's too short.
I
Life's too
agree.
short. Yeah.
That Simone is just like her aunt. Like she is like this is what she's used to seeing. And like soon as Amaya, she got upset, she went right back to Marcus because she needed him to comfort her. They go to the comfort zone.
Comfort
Like,
Yeah.
and
zone.
I'm telling you,
Mm.
yeah, they go to the comfort. It's gonna be just like her aunt. She's probably not gonna have. She already has her son, so she has Shay, and I think they're gonna have a big time jump at the end. Unfortunately, I believe that they're gonna meet at someone's memorial service, which can be Simone, because when I was in college, I had
Lord.
a friend who had, yes, but she had leukemia when we were in college. It went away, then it came back, and she was able to fill out her life, like doing things. But I think that's what's going to happen, and they're going to try to paint Simone as a martyr, like she brought everyone back together and she was this and that and that. But this girl is like, she's so chaotic. And that part that she went to take a nap at that frat house, the writers was giving us a signal that this girl is like, she doesn't think of the consequences. Because the only way that you, as a sorority girl, will be at a frat house sleeping and taking a nap if you have a boyfriend in there. She doesn't think, and that's what the writers are trying to portray, that a lot of her actions doesn't come from, is not weighted in anything. She's oblivious
She's impulsive.
to
I
Y'all,
didn't
real
get that
quick,
from
because
her
I
yeah,
just
she's
speaking
came
to the
across
yeah.
this.
frat
Real
No, because
house.
quick,
she
you
forgot it.
guys. Hold on, real quick. Because I just came across this within like the last 3 days on TikTok. There was a young lady who was like crying profusely and like trying to advocate for young people to stop vaping because she was diagnosed with cancer and it came from the vaping. So like that's not necessarily Simone's situation, but she's 20 years old. And I remember when we
Yeah.
first launched into this, people, Kofi, I remember you being like, she's only this age. And like when that girl's story came across my timeline, I was like, yo. And she was just like, I implore you, like, you're just getting to college. I was just getting to college and I've had to do with this and this and this and this. And I was just like, wow. So it is happening. And to me, it makes
Yeah.
Simone's story even more resonant.
So can we all agree that Damon's gonna come back and get on one knee and ask Simone to marry him? Is that
No.
I
Lawrence,
don't
Lawrence,
know.
there's the
No.
door. There's the
No,
door,
I just
Lawrence.
think.
God dang it.
If he was, for Damon is not
No.
Never
Jordan.
not.
Damon is not
Bro,
Jordan. He not finna do
He
that.
definitely
And,
showing up at the
and,
reunion though. For
and
real.
if he
He
was and
definitely
if he
gonna
was
bro,
show
gonna
up
do it, I feel
at the
like he would have tried
memorial.
to do it before he left, or he would
Yeah,
have
bro,
tried
but
to
I
pull a
do.
Hail
But
Mary
I.
he's
before.
not gonna do
But I
it.
do
And why
think.
would he do it?
I do
Like the
think she'll beat
relationship
the
was a
cancer.
year.
She'll beat the cancer, but I do think there will be another choice that she has to make between Lando and Damon. I think that's gonna be one of the story
I
beats that night.
hate
And
that actually. If that winds up
I
being
To
her
me, that
honestly
ending
my
thing,
I think
I
Why?
hate that being like if her story comes
I
down to the end of this season, the big thing is she has to make the same choice again. It's going to feel so regressive. And for her to have gone through all that she went through this season, it's like, girl, if this is literally what is going to be your cyclical journey, just wrap it up. Move to Alaska and shut up, because I can't.
Yeah,
I don't
I
know.
really think
Maybe
that's
she
gonna.
might
I
pick
really think that's
Lando
gonna
this
be it for
time.
her. She
For
gonna
her,
pick
even
Damon.
the choice is the most
Right one.
minuscule thing. Like, this is not the biggest thing of your life. Picking a man is not the thing that's
So
going to change
tiny.
the trajectory of your damn life. Stop trying to tell us the story, All American. I'm tired. I promise you, yes, the man that we pick could be the best thing or the worst thing for our lives, but I promise you it's not the defining moment that will make or break a bitch's life. We will be fine regardless. If they reduce Simone down to
Yeah,
like she has to
I
decide
don't
between
put.
Lando and Damon at the end of the season, I'm going to be so disappointed. The girl beat
Yeah, I don't put
cancer,
it
had a
past.
baby, got married, dropped out of tennis, came back to tennis, probably going on to the pro circuit. But hey, did she get the nigga? Which nigga did she pick? Like, stop. Please.
I don't even put it past these
Speaking of
writers
tennis,
that they may end up giving us that right there. Like, which one
But
she gonna choose one more time
I
before
I
the
do
show is finally over?
I do think
Yeah.
it depends. I do think it depends on how is Damon going to be acting when he comes back. Like, he done been
And
in Puerto Rico, whoever, for how many months? Like, da 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 da. Is he gonna
Very
be acting
good.
different? Same.
and
Like,
is
I
anybody
want to
gonna keep
see.
him on game about her having cancer? That's
Yeah,
what I
that's
want
gonna
to
be the
know.
tea of like,
So
are
Does he
we
that's
even?
trying
what
to?
I was saying to you earlier, Kofi, is that I don't think it like they did end on bad terms because she is getting tabs on Damon through JR and he doesn't even we don't even know if he knows that she has cancer. Like they haven't
He
been
definitely
talking.
don't.
He's the
You know,
They
and
remaining
say
one
that's
that's
the
left.
consequence of entering into a relationship with someone
your
that
best
like
friend.
we're building. Yeah, like you lose that connection. That now
Yeah.
you
He
don't
made.
somebody that you would confide in, you can't even talk to anymore.
He's
Well,
the
Even
I
with
last.
believe
her.
that he's
I
just
think she
telling.
could
I
have if
believe
she
that.
wanted to. She just don't want to.
Well, no, they showed the text messages because it was the episode where she was like she kept messing him, and they said the text messages were just dry from both ends. Like it just wasn't hidden. It was just
So
very awkward.
y'all think?
But I believe that Thea is dipping and going to see Damon,
Oh,
and she's letting
Pippen.
him know what's going on. So,
nah, that's some sick work.
No,
My God.
that ship is
To
He's
dead.
the
ask like,
last. He's the last person that doesn't know she's sick. Everybody significant in the group knows. Her mom
Child,
finally knows. The
child,
adults know.
child,
Yeah.
if she didn't
Does
want to
he
tell her,
need to know?
y'all think Jr. didn't tell him already?
I don't think he. If he, here's the thing: if Jr.
He
ain't tell
didn't.
Keisha, he ain't tell none of them. He wasn't
Yeah,
gonna tell Damon. And if Simone wasn't
exactly.
finna tell her dang mama, she's not gonna hit up Damon, who she barely talking to.
Yeah, but
Mm.
what's good? But
I, I don't.
wasn't it? Sorry.
My bad. I was just gonna say, like, I don't think he's entitled to know because right now they aren't necessarily on speaking terms. Right now, like they're broken up. But I do think that when he comes back and finds out, I feel like he's going to be upset, not because he should have known, but because he would have wanted to show up for her. Hmm? Wait, what?
No,
Can
you
y'all
could
still hear me?
continue.
Oh,
Yeah,
but
you could
yeah.
continue.
But yeah, I was just saying, like, I think he's gonna be upset because he would have wanted to show up for her. Like, everyone has been talking to Simone about like how like you're not letting people show up for you and do things for you because they want to, and I feel like he gonna feel a way that like, bro, like I would have been there for you, like like how she didn't want to continue the relationship
Yeah.
because she didn't want him to like she wanted him to put his full focus in
Focus
baseball.
on baseball.
Yeah, he gonna be like, bro, what the heck? Like, I still care about you. Like, we been
That's
through all
probably why
this.
she ain't telling him. That's probably why she ain't gonna tell him because she know he'd come back the moment he said I have cancer. He'd drop what he's doing and catch a flight back to Atlanta.
He,
That's probably why
he
she
hop,
ain't saying nothing.
I
he
The
promise
hop.
you,
same for what
the
reason
minute he
why she
touches
doesn't
down,
want her mom to know. Because
Exactly.
she knew her mom would leave her job in Japan and
Yep,
come look after her.
exactly.
Ooh, Damon gonna be like, huh?
You think he gonna be mad?
I don't think Damon like why would he like why would he drop his future to
I don't
come
think
look for
That
Simone?
part, but
I
I'm
don't
I'm
think he
staying
would like.
quiet.
Yeah. Oops.
Like, for what reason? Like, if it's a weekend and they allow you to leave for a little vacation, then okay, I would understand. But like throwing your whole future away for what
I,
reason? It's not
I
like Simone doesn't have people around her that's capable. Like they've shown us that her village is very capable and they have been showing up. So we
I
don't need Damon to show up.
I don't think that
Mm.
he would throw away his future, but I think that he would like at least want to talk to her, would want to check in. If he did have
Yeah.
a day he was free, that he would, if he is able to, he would want to come up and visit. Like, not
Yeah.
I wouldn't want him, nor do I think he should throw away his future, but I think allow I don't even want to say allow, but I think he would want to try to show up in some ways and contribute to the village.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
That's
get that, but
what
I
I think.
still think that it's privileged information and like he's her ex-boyfriend. So if she doesn't want him to show up for her in that way right now because of everything that's attached to it, I also think that's valid.
No, it
Y'all, I
is.
wanna I wanna
It's
offer
just
to
when
Yeah.
you
y'all
come,
for I
it's
wanna
just
offer for consideration, and then we're gonna get ready to wrap this up because I'm literally streaming in the dark off of a phone, and it's stressing me out a little bit. I would like to offer for your consideration around this particular point. If y'all want her to call Damon and Damon to drop everything, would you want Jordan to drop everything as well and her to call him?
oh,
Like Jordan
Ooh.
definitely would
well,
though,
but see,
Yeah.
Jordan's also
and
wait
Layla would
because
tell him to.
okay, because the All
Jordan,
American
Jordan would
timelines, I don't know where they're lined up at because Jordan's in a relationship and I don't know if he's married to Layla at this point or not. I
Oh,
don't
they
know what
married.
Yeah.
could
They
they
I
would
married.
be married.
It
They're
don't
lined
matter.
up.
It's the to me, it's the same
okay.
thing. It's the
But
same
All
but
as.
I'm
American.
So to
like
think that
No,
Damon
it's not
would
like
drop or should go to see about her, it would be the same thing. Jordan don't have no damn career. Layla is his career. So Damon would have to step away from his focus, which is his career and being a success, and Jordan would have to step away from doing absolutely nothing and running
oh,
behind Layla, who is a success.
Well, but
literally I
also
was
didn't
I think
thinking
didn't
Jordan
when
would
they
check in.
but
when
also
they
didn't
brought it to
Simone
yeah.
call Jordan when his dad died? So maybe it might be something as simple as a phone call.
That's what I'm saying. Did the
In
phone
my
stop working?
opinion,
Damon can't just call her?
yeah. I think we can just do a phone call. I don't think we need to fly out anywhere. That's
Him
just my
flying into
opinion.
Atlanta is not going
I
to
didn't
make
say
the
he had to
damn
fly at
cancer
all. I'm just
levitate
saying
out of her
tell him.
body. Like, he is not going to actually be able to physically
Yeah.
remove it himself, so it's fine.
Yeah.
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 Well,
I ain't saying he gotta drop everything and fly across the country. I'm just saying he could just know.
just let him know. Like it's not sitting right with me. Like he the only one that don't know. You know,
But that's
it's
what
Yeah,
like
but you
Simone
have
they
to
had
wants.
a
look
So
at the
whether
And
it
he's
sit
not
right
consequences.
they
with
It's
had
y'all
a
or
like her
not,
mom
relationship,
just
y'all.
found out.
whether it sits right
and
with
my
y'all or
Her
not,
mom
Simone
noticed her.
doesn't want it. So, like, like, have we not understood that it's what Simone wants when Simone wants it? She don't want the man to know, so his ass ain't gonna know.
But what's
Yeah,
her
but
yeah,
with
but
right
other
we
not
things
all
to
that
know
she
have
that
wanted,
known?
other people have
Jordan
said that
and Damon
that's not a good idea to those things too. So it goes both ways.
Yeah, it goes both ways. Like, what's her
Just
right
so
Jordan
right
and
now
we
for
Damon
not
are
telling
like
Damon?
like when you think
Like,
about it,
what?
Jordan, Damon, all her ex friends, like they're all on the same level of like in terms of where they are with Simone, and she hasn't told them either.
But they don't talk. That's the thing. I feel like if they
That's
were
the
But she and
in
Damon
con
don't talk.
yeah, they don't
yeah, but
talk. So that's why
they don't
she
talk.
doesn't
But
feel led to tell him yet.
you
Yeah.
know, I just
I just want to see
I
how
feel
it goes
like
down when he
her
gets to
mom
Princeton.
only I feel like her
yeah,
mom
because
only
I
knows
know
because
he
her
will
mom's been
feel some type
calling.
of way. He
I
will
Her
didn't
feel
tell
mom's
some
been
type of
Damon.
calling
way.
her. She had to
Damon
He'll
literally
feel.
has
ignore her so that she wouldn't like feel bad lying to her every phone call. But I feel like it's
I
Yeah,
just
easier
because she
for
still
her to
didn't
not
tell her
tell
mom.
Damon. Yeah. Damon is
Damon
Her
out of
has
mom
sight, out
found
of
out on her
mind.
own.
She
Yeah,
focusing
but when he's
and
in
on
her
I
state,
Lando.
I'm ready to see it.
I
Yeah,
just
and I
don't
just
think
know
like Damon
he gonna
Damon didn't
feel
even
some type of
like
way.
Brittany
He
Joy
will,
says,
but
Erica,
I mean,
I think Jordan and Damon are two different situations because she knew Jordan moved on. Damon is a question mark. And that is my issue. That's the stuff that's not being said. Like, shout out to Vivian Banks over on Bel Air, because say the thing that's not being said. And honestly, Brittany Joy, I don't think you realize it, but you said the quiet part out loud. If reaching out to Damon is not just led by keeping him abreast of your health and like how he can just show up because he cares about you, and more about like, there's a potential in there because there's a question mark, leave that man where the hell he's at. So to say that they're different because Jordan has moved on and you ain't gonna reach out to him, then also don't reach out to Damon's ass either, because he doesn't deserve to be dangled.
Do you think she would use that as dangling or something?
I was responding to the comment that was placed in the
no,
chat.
but it's like
The comment
opening
was
up worms,
rationalizing
you
not
know?
reaching out to Jordan, but rationalizing reaching out to Damon, specifically because Damon is a question mark. So speaking to that, treat them the same.
I don't know. Look,
I
I
don't
just
think
What?
Damon.
So that don't apply to me.
that
First
don't sit
episode.
right with me.
Look, I got a bias towards David. So I go like,
Oh my
I
god.
just know it's gonna go
I'm
left.
of the mind, get as much as help as you can, no matter who it comes
Yeah,
from.
Get as much help
right.
as you
And
can,
talking
but
about
also when you're the
no.
person in a position of like receiving the help and you don't handle decentering yourself well, you don't handle considering others well, then it becomes a very tricky, slippery slope. And like all of these hands and all of the villages here, but then what about these people and their very real feelings? We don't know where Damon is at and if he's gotten over this breakup yet. And whether we like it or not, him getting the news of this cancer is not just going to be, I'm worried about your health, but like, if I was with you, then maybe I could do da and this would be better. Like all of those things can happen or could come up for him. And Simone, to me, is not a consistent enough person, not a non-flaky ass person where she could be able to stand and create boundaries and make it safe for Damon to show up and operate and support without things going elsewhere and becoming weird and messy with Lando, and then the battle between them and who could take care of her the most. Leave Damon where his ass is at. That's what I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about all of it, not just the
All
simple,
that stuff,
he gotta know. Because then once he
all of that
knows,
could
what
also
happens
not happen
after?
and it'd be fine.
All of that cannot happen with these
nah,
writers.
fair.
Is that what you're saying?
All of
They're
that
gonna
stuff could
trauma
also
bond.
not happen and be fine.
I don't know why the
Okay.
ALC want to bring him back. He doesn't need to come.
My thing is he's supposed to be a reoccurring character. But babe, where he be reoccurring at?
Right,
He was
just
one and
needs to
done.
stay where
He
he
was
at.
one and done. We could have even have him on a FaceTime with JR. We just have to hear through messages. Like that. Bring my nigga back.
And that's like my point. They haven't even, he has relationships with all of these people on here and he is no longer featured at all, whether in text message, FaceTime, smoke signal, pigeon, carrier pigeon, or anything, because it's not serving the Simone storyline. So we're going to bring him back and tell him the truth specifically to serve that. I'm good. Leave him where the hell he at. Best wishes to you, sis. Heal quickly.
I just know once he gets there, it's getting dropped. Like he gonna find out sooner or later, whether she tells him or somebody lets it slip, and then that's where we're gonna get some drama.
I
'Cause
guarantee you.
Oh,
Or
go
maybe
ahead.
we don't get drama. Maybe we get Damon just saying, "Hey,
That's
like I wish I could have been there for you,
That's
but
wishful
I'm
thinking.
happy that
That's what I was
you
saying.
had
I think
people
it's gonna happen.
here
I
for
think
Oh
he's
you."
yeah,
gonna come back.
it's all
I think he's
American.
gonna
What we
come back.
talking about?
It's going to be no. I think it's gonna be a sort of accept. I want it to be just like I want Damon to not be bothered. Don't give Simone the satisfaction of being bothered by anything that she got going on with Lando. I want if he does when he does come back, 'cause he's gonna come back. He comes back. He whatever happens happens. If Simone and Lando are together by the time he comes back, it's whatever, and we just move on. Like
I
it
hope so
doesn't
because
need.
I think people have to rest from a person like Simone. She keeps you on a
Yes.
merry-go-round, and like you don't wish bad. You don't
Yes.
wish bad on them. I mean, I would, any ex, something you don't want to see anything bad happen to anyone. There's nothing wrong with showing your respect and all that type of stuff. But I want the writers to bring to the point that a person like Simone is like a tornado. We know that these things reoccur
Yes.
constantly in this system, but you have to get a rest from it. So I want
Yes.
Damon to rest from Simone.
Yeah.
Leave
And I
her
think if
alone.
her mom
Same
didn't come
thing.
in with smoke, like Damon, like why would you be coming in with smoke?
Yeah,
Like if
you
for anything,
know.
I would want the smoke to be coming from the person that gave birth, like carried her for 9 months and like brought her into this world, and she been keeping it from her for months. Like she should
Yeah.
be the one with smoke, not Damon that she had like a 2 or so year friendship slash relationship with. Like I get it, like your bond is that deep, but I don't think he should be coming home with smoke. I
I
think
don't
he
think
should
he'll be
come with
coming home.
peace. Peace
So when
and
he
love
comes,
and
what's he coming
acceptance.
back to? What do you think?
Oh,
What's he coming back to? That's what I want to know.
Lando just confessed and Simone pondering, and then Damon shows up.
Hmm.
but he doesn't even really need to
End of the
come back unless
episode.
he's still taking correspondence courses. He doesn't need to come back here for what? He should go to Chicago with his mother, his widowed mother.
So, this is off topic, but I'm like, that nigga not from Chicago, bro. I mean,
Oh,
that's a suburban man. Because I'm from
hmm.
Chicago and he's not giving. But anywho,
I
All
just
right,
think if he's
everybody,
gonna
drop
come
y'all's
back for
last
them to
thoughts,
just
your last feelings, or predictions before we get ready to wrap it up.
Go
I
ahead,
want
because
this
Micah. You were
If
saying,
Damon is supposed to come back for them to just repeat what happened in the last 5 episodes of season 2 and just do it over for season 3, it's just a waste of time, honestly. Like
Yep.
if he's gonna come back, so if he comes back, let him come back, see his brother, hang out, and just like let it just be what it is. Let Simone do what she does, cause chaos somewhere else, and just let it be done.
Yep.
mm,
She's Lando's
all right,
problem
for
now.
me, I fear the coach is gonna find out. Right.
Mm-hmm.
I fear Coach
I'll
Lonnie's
be
might.
no problem.
Yeah. Okay. I think Coach Lonnie's gonna start to keep some things because I think in the promo she confronts Thea and Simone. So maybe this will be the time that you tell your coach that you have cancer.
I
And
mean,
I
you
don't know
already done
how the
told your
coach is
damn
going to
professor
respond
so
to
that
that.
you
We've
can
never
move
really
up
uncovered this
exams.
aspect either.
This diabolical in and of itself. You didn't told your professor so you can move
Right.
around your damn exam schedule, but you still ain't tell your coach. Girl.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
So
She
I
said,
don't
y'all not
know.
stopping me from
Simone is
playing.
wild.
I'm
Simone
trying
is
to find
wild.
out if how she gonna react to that. JR Keisha, I'm just gonna say it ain't gonna happen, but I fear in this next episode something it there's going to be some clarity and somebody's gonna realize what this is, and I don't know if someone will make a move or they speak to it or they try to run away from it, but I know some there's gonna be a tone shift. I feel it. Then Lando, just being you, and I fear. Who knows? Maybe the optimist in me. Maybe she'll choose you. Who knows?
This is the men's
Just be
problem.
you,
This is the men's problem. I
boo.
done said all I said to Kofi at the top of this damn live, and he's still rooting for for Lando to get chose by Simone. Not realizing that might not even
I'm
be a
not
prize
saying.
depending on
Looking
where
to win
Simone's head is
so
at. But y'all got it.
I'm not saying.
and,
I'm not rooting
and
for
no
it, but
one should sit
I'm.
around waiting for someone to choose them. That should not be the way you live your life.
I don't
No
think
Yep.
one.
he's waiting, but I think he's, or maybe he reiterate. Well, first of all, he's gonna have to, cut it off with his old girlfriend because this ain't gonna work.
Kofi,
If
we
he,
Why?
letting you ride with
He
that.
don't
You
know if
want Lando to
Simone
get
do
chose. We
it.
got it. Moving on. Mm-mm.
I did. I'm not. Nah, nah. But yeah, that's it, man. Sucks. This is the end. 5 more episodes, and this show is gone, man. So And then all we have left is the main flagship show. But
That's all that you have left.
Hey,
Next,
tomato. So
Rye,
I'm
how you
waiting for
feeling?
book 2 Ghost to come back.
Go ahead, Rye. You got anything you want to say before we get off of here?
What do I gotta say? All I gotta say is JR better not break my girlfriend's heart. I don't care what happened in the rest of the. I don't care what happened in the rest of the 5 episodes. Anything they could do, anything they want to. I just want Gabby to be happy. That's it.
Amen.
Amen.
I love that. Yes. Team
Amen to
Gabby.
I feel she gonna be that
Either gonna be
girl.
happy with JR or she gonna be happy with me. Either way, a win's a win.
Oh my God. She gonna be happy on her own.
She about to be that girl.
I'm just ready for the shenanigans of next week's episode. I want this JR Keisha storyline wrapped up and put in a bow and put away. And if not, Cam and Gabby evil twins. I want to see the crash outs. Look, Lando, that's my baby. JR, that's my baby. I don't know, just I just have to put that out there. But yeah, I just want to see the shenanigans and see how everything gets wrapped up in a nice little bow.
He wants the crash outs.
Crash out.
And I'll just say that Kendra Harris North in the thread, that's my person because I'm sorry, I'm a diehard Thea and Damon, and I want them to get back together. So that's what they've been saying. And I'm sorry, that's how I want it to end. I'm sorry. So.
Boo, tomato.
I mean, I love Thea and Damon like the rest of y'all, but I can't. When a man mans, you let him man. I just feel like Thea deserves so much better. Like Damon would have to go through something that makes me believe that he has realized how stupid of that decision that was and how he regrets it before I could ever root for him to like have another chance with Thea because she didn't deserve that.
You think she
broke up
even
with
still thinks
him.
about him? You think she
Kofi,
still
we're
thinks
not
about
going
him?
into a new thing.
Of
Your
course.
ass always
That was
open-ended. No, next. Remember that for
No,
next
I'm
week.
just
Let the writers tell it.
Okay,
No,
fine.
she don't think about nothing but being a pro tennis player and Simone's health. She has nothing else that she looks forward to. She don't have no additional feelings. Her and Nate don't even have their solo relationship no more. She is literally a blank slate.
Oh my God.
Yep.
Hate that for her.
That's crazy.
I forgot she was in the season.
I think the writers should be proud of this episode. I think they did what they could with their little writing bag, their little creative bag. And I think I know a lot of Spolivia fans are shaking in their boots, mad salty that their fave could never get an episode like this. I know they wish that they pulled it out for the original show, but I think the writers were in their bag this episode and they should be proud of what they've done with this standalone episode. As for the mess that's coming, I already don't like Keisha. I think I'm gonna end the show despising her character, and I hate that for me. But it is what it is at this point. You know, it is what it is, and I'm excited for Damon to come back. Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll jump in with my final thoughts. First things first, I'll say, Simone, tell your coach what's going on. Just tell her. Your tennis dream's not gonna come to an end. You don't need to be focusing about if you should choose Lando. Release that. I think, Simone, you need to just be single right now, girl. You know what I mean? Focus on what is in front of you right now, and this is getting through and beating cancer. That's what you need to focus on. Lando, I need you to love yourself, okay? Because you are clearly the second choice, my guy, and I'm very disappointed that you really trying to be chosen. And it's sad. It's really sad, honestly. So I'm gonna need him to love himself. I'm gonna need Keisha to watch her back, okay? Because sis, you're pressing a little too hard now. You're pressing a little too hard. This is starting to give intentional. Okay? And my boy Cam and my girl Gabby they don't deserve this. So I'm gonna need her to watch your back, Keisha. Okay, girl, your days are numbered. All right. What I'll say, what I'll say, JL, your day is kind of numbered too, sir, because I was giving you grace. Okay, Kofi had me over here in positivity land. But I am gonna have to release that because that promo is given. I can't give you any more grace. I'm not giving you any more benefits of the doubt, okay? Because my girl Gabby said, "Don't make me that girl." You said you won't, and now you're out here holding hands with some other girl. So no, okay? Me and no, I don't see it for you, my guy. So your days are also numbered as well, and I fully give Cam permission to put them hands on you. Cam,
Oh
boy,
God.
you stay being a real one. Okay, you stay being a real one, Cam. You keep doing what you're doing. Don't let this situation get you down, okay? And release yourself. I'm gonna need him to release himself. I want to see Cam release himself because he really needs that freedom. He needs to release himself from Keisha, and I want him to do that on his terms. Okay. Uh, then Lando, I'm gonna need you to also find some friends, honey, because you only could be this soft and nice with Simone, and I really need you to find some friends because that is a red flag. And in my opinion, who am I missing? Nate, keep doing what you're doing, okay? Do not allow Simone to tell you that you are wrong because you are always right, girl. Okay, that's all I have to say. Uh, and yeah, I, I don't think I missed anybody. Damon, I mean, guys, we need to let Damon rest, okay? Let him rest in the DR. He does not need to be concerned about Simone right now. He doesn't need to be concerned about anyone. He needs to just go after his dreams. And I will say same thing for Thea, go after your dreams, okay? Because if we're being real, they are the only two people who are not giving up dreams for stupid reasons. They are focused, they are locked in. So let them do their thing. Okay? That's my final thoughts. Bye bye. I'll see y'all next week.
Thank you, Kenny.
That was great.
That's good.
Yeah,
So
that
when's the
was
Bel Air stream again?
Friday. Can you hear me? Friday.
Friday? Okay. All right. Because I always miss it.
No worries. Yeah, I think it's gonna stay Fridays. I thought about switching it to Thursdays now that once the family business is over, but I think Reasonable Doubt is just gonna be on Thursdays. And Fridays give you enough time to watch the amount of content that Peacock wants to drop since they are allergic to dropping one episode at a time.
Oh, I almost forgot. Ghost Book 2 comes back next Friday.
Yep, it does.
oh, oh snap.
Did
Tariq
everybody
Already?
better
get their
not die.
stuff
That's all
out?
I know. I don't.
I don't think y'all don't have to worry about that. I really don't think you have to worry about that. Antonio, did you have
All
anything
I
you
got
wanted
to
to say?
say is, all I got to say is, Cam, stand up.
Come on, Cam. Good
Where?
night, Micah. Yeah, justice for
y'all.
Cam. For real.
Nah,
And with
y'all.
that said, I'll see y'all. If you watch The Family Business, I'll see you on Thursday. If you watch Reasonable Doubt, I'll also see you Thursday. It'll be a little bit earlier, I think. The live should be scheduled so you can say notify me when. And then for Bel Air, I'll see you guys on Friday. Thank y'all for a great conversation. I'm sorry my power went out. I'm about to go figure out what's going on. Have a great rest of y'all's week.
All right,
Good
y'all.
luck,
See
Cam.
All right.
we'll
Stay
see
safe
y'all
out there.
Thursday.
Bye,
See you
everyone.
guys
All right.
Thursday. Peace out, y'all.
Bye.
All right, y'all. I'm so sorry. I'm sitting here in the dark, but we made it work and we kept it trucking. Shout out to AT&T and my mobile hotspot. Give this live a like. If you're watching this on replay, still share your thoughts because I will see the comments come through and we'll respond. I will see you guys on the next live, which will be the family business finale. I do have additional Bel Air, Reasonable Doubt videos dropping, and then there's new episodes coming this week, so be on the lookout for that. Tons of content. Thank you so much for kicking with me and joining me for another All American Homecoming live after show, and I'll see you in the next one.